And we are live, the SMT Podcast. It is March 29th, 2020, 8:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the CLE. I would like to welcome all 17,000 of you watching and all 5,000 of you here with me in the live stream. All right, so I guess what we'll do is we'll just go to the right of me. All right, so we got Technoid. Who else would it be? The homie Mike is here. Welcome to you, sir. Carlos, good to have you on as well. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Carlos S. Tech. Our resident T-Mobile retail training store manager, Timothy, is in the house. Tim,
What's
good
up,
to have
Paul?
you on. He still is. He's not working. He kind of is working, but he's not really. He's got a lot of time on his hands, so he's just gonna hang out with us for till he goes back to work full time.
Yep.
And then we have our resident RF engineer, Caleb. He's in the house.
Good evening.
Yeah, what's up, bruh? And then we got Pete, the bearded dragon. You know what it is. You guys know Pete. He's got the Assad's Bakery shirt on. You know how it goes.
Hey, it was the first T-shirt I found.
Yeah, that's what you always say, Pete. Appreciate it.
Gotta rock it hard. That's like,
Okay, so who caught the video earlier that I dropped on the premiere tip? Mike, you saw that? Carlos?
Yeah, I saw it.
Tim saw it?
Oh,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so apparently I was graded by a very important teacher, Mr. Caleb himself.
Come on.
He gave me a B- on that video. Bro, I did a lot better than a B-.
I gave you A+++.
Oh, okay. So that means you amended it. I knew it. You just had to review it again. I figured. All right. So
I didn't give you the B the first time. No, I gave you A+.
somebody gave me a B. I thought it was you.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got the approval. Pete, did you catch it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I was reading through comments. It looked good. It looked like people enjoyed it. It looks like people are amped up about the service. They're excited about it, as I am. You guys, you know how I am. I advocate for the underserved, whether it's people who don't make as much money or people that are on limited incomes. I hate the current state of cable operators. Like when it comes to home internet, cable operators, it really bothers me to see the limited amount of options they have, and then with that comes a poor service outcome and poor customer care and lack of innovation and really high pricing. So I did a poll probably like 5-6 months ago. Typically, people are paying anywhere between $60 to $100 per month for 100 meg speed. That's too high because there are some people in this country that are paying $50 or less for gigabit internet. But it's just not enough people. And I think it's really a shame.
That should be the going rate, somewhere between 50 and 70 for a gigabit Ethernet connection.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Spectrum the other day because I was just checking to see what I could upgrade to get better uplink. So fiber I'd be paying $60 a month for, and that'd be a gig up and down.
Nice.
I actually don't have a gig up and down as an option. The most I can get is a gig down, but they won't give me more than 100 up. I don't understand.
100 up is actually impressive.
How's that impressive when you got people doing symmetrical?
Well, if you're on cable, like in my area, they offer a gig down, but they cap you at 35 up. And in a lot of markets, even if you have a gig down on the cable internet, they still cap you at 35 up. So 100 is bucking the trend.
Want to give a big shout out to Gene for his $2 super chat. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Very kind, very generous of you. He's a supporter of the channel, super chats all the time. He's also a patron member. So big shout out to Gene. Thanks, man.
Bro, I wish I could get those type of uplinks, bro. If I go through Cox Cable, bro, it's even on the Gigablast, bro. It's only 20 up.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
We got Bob in Bardino saying he pays $55 a month and gets 1,100 and 1,050 respectively.
I will say that some providers do a little bit of a better job. Mike, I do have FiOS.
Yes, I do. My mom.
What's your situation there in terms of speeds?
So we got the gigabyte plan. Download and upload speeds are 940. Although I don't get why they call it gigabyte, but that's really where it's at.
It's gigabit, not gigabyte.
I don't care. I'm drinking too much G Fuel tonight.
Yeah, so they give you the gigabit. What are you guys paying? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, actually. So it's a bundled plan. So the internet's actually cheaper, but then after the contract expires, then it's going to go up to $100 more. So the bill currently right now is $222.
TV and internet, right?
TV, internet, and phone.
Okay.
I gotta look into it to the breakdown to give you exactly, the number for number, but that's the whole bill total.
I could tell you your TV is at least $100.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
At least if it's not 120, I would be surprised.
I'm 50 for internet, 93 for TV, and that includes HBO.
And, that don't even include HBO with us. We got that that ripoff Stars.
Yeah,
Stars.
And my phone is $40 a year.
Your home phone?
Home
Yeah.
phone?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And that's through the provider?
No. I get a third-party voice over IP service, and they work fine.
Caleb, what's your home provider like?
Oh, it's Comcast. When I was in California, I'd have like a business class account to where I was getting 90 meg down and I think 20 to 30 up, but it was constant because their business class are always priorities. You're prioritized first above consumer grade. But if you're consumer grade, I usually just get like about 100, 100 meg up and like 20 meg down, but it varies. So that's pretty much what it is.
Is anybody and Tim, I think you have Spectrum.
Yeah, I have Spectrum. After taxes, I pay $43 a month, and I'm getting about $450 down and $25 up.
That's actually really good pricing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carlos, you hate your provider options.
Well, yeah, bro. You know what I use? I use my Verizon hotspot and AT&T for the rest of the month. I swap SIMs.
Yeah, I can't. I can't live stream from my home internet provider. It cuts out.
You get kind of blocky.
Yeah, I turn into Optimus Prime, bro, like a robot. I'm like chopping it up with the audio. I actually do. I do mine wireless, man. I go through Verizon. I do the same thing that Carlos rolls with. I wish I had FiOS because everybody I know that has FiOS says it's good, consistent, dependable.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was paying what Tim was paying, but I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I had that value. I wish I had Pete's fiber. I wish I had municipal. I wish my money was going to
I want
decent
every
people.
City to have a municipal internet option. Because you have an issue with the internet provider, you get to elect your new head.
It's like here, my options are Spectrum or AT&T, and hopefully, if Google continues to lay lines, hopefully I'll have Google Fiber as an option as well in the next 12 months.
Google has been laying fiber lines recently?
I'm pretty sure they stopped that a while ago, bro.
Here
I thought
they
stopped that a while ago.
Quite literally here, if I was one block over, I could get it.
Bro, I feel you, Tim. Bro, if I was 2 blocks over from my neighborhood, like 2 communities over, I can literally get CenturyLink fiber. That's so messed up,
I had to move to this house due to their build-out map 6 months in advance just to get my internet.
Wow.
Yeah, moving for internet. We're in the 21st century.
Like,
I have
wow.
I have a problem with several things that when it comes to home ISPs. I have a problem with their customer care. I have a problem with their pricing. I have a problem with the product. I have a problem with the equipment installation. I have a problem with pretty much every aspect of the industry. It's all wrong, which is why I felt compelled to make that video today. It's been a while since we hashed out a lot of the details, for what T-Mobile is going to want to do with their home internet, and then also like their TV. So things are kind of coming together as we've had these conversations with Caleb. We understand what they're going to be doing with their higher band spectrum type. So, and it's technically mid-band, but I mean, we're talking 2.5 gigahertz. So it's high for LTE, I would say, but it's still technically mid-band. But there's enough of it to where we know that they can actually achieve proof of concept, right? Carlos has tested it. Phoenix, we've seen in LA 300, 400, 500, 600 megabit speed on 60 megahertz concentrations. So
the layer 3 acquisition and the T-Vision deployment, which I'm still hearing will be a mobile app with the option of a TV plug-in box. The idea is you're only going to be needing about 12 megs a second consistent with low latency for 4K on demand.
Look, guys, that's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. 12 megabits per second is 5 or 6 times higher than what we need for today's video resolution, like 720p, that sort of thing. That's not much. If you think about it, if you're going to go from needing 4 or 5 megs to like 12 megs, that's really doable once you're getting into, when Caleb's been telling us about massive MIMO and 120, 140, 160 megahertz of spectrum. There are sites that will push gigabit speed.
Effectively, the bandwidth required to send TV over the air under this should be a rounding error.
Okay, this is basically where I'm gonna get down with this part, bro. If they're gonna do TV over internet, then they need to put something in their boxes or something where if all you want is TV, you're not forced to get a home internet option on top of it, so where it'll still tap into the cellular network if they're going to be charging those prices. Because if not, I'd rather just stick to basic old school style stuff that I know I don't have to get an additional service just to make it work.
Which service are you talking about, Carlos?
Like where you have to get a home ISP to make your TV work with AT&T TV, T-Vision, whatever
I know what he's talking about.
Like I'm paying, so they're gonna charge me $50 a month for that service. Then plus I have to pay another $50 for home internet when I don't need it.
I'm not expecting it to require an internet connection.
I mean, I would hope not.
What I've been told through the grapevine, when this thing goes national, the boxes will operate off of a SIM card inside the box.
So they're going to do exactly what Dish has been doing.
Yeah, so it's basically a hotspot.
Now that is worth it. Because if you look at it now, I'm not forced to get a home internet service. So at the end, yes, I went with that option that saves me that $50.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should
network.
Right. You should have the ability to pick and choose which services. I mean, Mike was asking about bundles earlier in the comment section. And the first thing I thought about was when you think bundles, you think how you're forced to kind of wrap up everything together. And T-Mobile has explicitly said they don't want a bundle in the traditional sense. Although a multiple service discount is possible.
That's not a bundle, though.
It's not really. So the bundles lock you into 2 or 3 or 4 services. That's what AT&T does, right? Even Fios has gone away from the bundle, and they've said mix and match and choose what you want.
Ever since I've gotten the set-top box Layer 3 or T-Vision, I could terminate my contract by calling them and getting a return label sent to me. And then sending back my box, and I'm done.
Yeah, with Verizon Fios, what we have, because I think we're still under contract. My mom signed a 2-year contract plan, and if we were to cancel and get rid of it, you'd have to pay the cancellation fee plus a handload of fees if they had to come take the stuff back. So it's kind of ridiculous. You're better off just paying the 2-year contract than, buy out of your contract.
I'll tell you what, Mike. Good news for you is they've gone away with those contracts. Verizon Fios doesn't do that anymore.
But they said we're still locked in. It doesn't apply for current members in a contract.
What?
That
Yeah.
sounds like a Verizon move.
It doesn't count. They said, but it doesn't bother my parents because I mean, you guys live, obviously without your parents. I live with them, but I do support and help. But they're not fazed by it because they get what they get, and they're the type of people that are just like, okay, how much is it? Can I afford it? Yes, pay the bill.
I
So
think
that's kind of
that's
how they're at.
I think that's fair. Is if you're getting what you're paying for, then you're okay with it. You can live with it.
I'm like that myself as long as I get consistency.
Right.
That's my dad right there. He says if I see that internet going out, as soon as he sees like that X, I'm calling up. My dad's like that. But yeah, so they're fine with that. But I would tell them all the time. I'm like, Fios is not bad, but you guys realize you're stuck with this now for 2 years. That's 2 whole years, and you can't get out of that contract unless you buy out of your contract or something. And most of these providers, they usually have an option. If you switch over, they pay for that cancellation. But I don't even know if they want to go back to Spectrum or anything. They really like Fios.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
if
gonna say, I know Spectrum has that. They'll pay off your contract if you're under one.
if you like what you have and you're getting consistent, reliable service, why leave?
Well, of course. I love the internet. I can tell you that right off the bat. I love the internet. Honestly, I've never had so much fun playing PS4 and being the host of the main lobby and literally just be able to get everybody before the lag starts hitting everyone.
Yeah, you've got that gaming type performance out of your connection.
And the cool thing is they gave us an extender. So I don't know if anybody in the comments knows this, but so because our house is really big, they had to get a second box. That was an extender, a Wi-Fi extender.
Sure.
Originally, we thought it was going to be like, so much money, but we paid for it. It was actually pretty cheap. It was like $50 or something. I don't know. My mom said it was $50. We paid for it. And honestly, you don't even know there's an extender. It literally doesn't even feel like an extender because it just feels like the regular Wi-Fi with the same high speeds, with and without.
Yeah, a lot of the companies are going with like either mesh systems or they have extenders like with what you have. They've gotten a little bit more intelligent about their stuff lately.
I spent $75 and got a 3-pack of Google
I know what he's
pucks.
talking about. I know what he's
those
talking
are
about.
good.
Those are good. Yeah.
I
Did you
don't
get the
even
new one or the Gen 1?
Gen 1. I just wanted them. It doesn't really matter. We don't like the Google Home Assistant too much, and most of my stuff is hardwired anyway.
So I've got 2 of those, and I've got mine, even though it's a mesh system that can do wirelessly, I got Ethernet running to each one.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's basically
And the
laptop
Wi-Fi
coverage.
routers, yeah, they actually can do 2 carrier aggregation as well over Wi-Fi.
Nice.
So Tim and Caleb, you guys are the most connected individuals that we have here in terms of the business piece of, the TV and the home internet. Where do you guys see this starting to really catch traction? Do you see it certain segments or I guess we'll say geography in the US? Do you see it do you see a certain time frame? Because Caleb, you're the network side, Tim, you're the retail side. What do you guys got? I guess we'll start with Caleb with the network side. When does the network have the ability to hold up? And do you think there's going to be some hiccups, man, where sites are going to need some attention after they realize how demanding it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Because usually if you put a site in for capacity reasons and you think it's going to relieve capacity, and a couple of years later you find that the population has doubled, right? The city has doubled in pops. You're going to need another site, another capacity site. For the T-Mobile home internet and for the video, I could probably see it coming more, geographically to areas in about 3 years' time. And the only reason why I say that is because we have to have enough 2.5 out there. That's it. If we don't, it's never gonna get off the ground.
And
and
the
I know
2.5 will also be a 5G type thing, though. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at how it already is with Sprint. It's we were rolled out to cities and stuff. We just need that nationwide. You can't run an IPTV layer based product without high capacity, high bandwidth. If you think about it, you're Carlos, when he did his testing in LA, he was pulling about 500 to 600 megabytes, right? 300 to 600, right? If you take a look at your cable connection, it's about 100, 200 meg plus. You're going to need those speeds to deliver the video content, the 4K, the gaming.
5-6 devices.
Exactly. And think about this. So, I guess I can talk about Verizon since I'm not there anymore.
You can.
Yeah, I can I? So I was, we did this millimeter wave testing. This is before the 28 gigahertz millimeter wave stuff came out. And we took a family of 4 and had them do all their TVs, their Xboxes, their PlayStations, their phones, everything on a wireless device. And we ran over, a point-to-point 20 gigahertz link, connection set up kind of like in a lab environment. And there was absolutely no lag on that millimeter wave connection. And everybody was able to do everything they needed to do with no lag. The streaming was perfect and everything. But that was in a lab environment. So if you think about, lab versus real world conditions, it's a lot different. And especially for, video products and stuff like that, you need that high capacity, high band. I don't see that coming to fruition until about, 3 to 3 years from now to make a substantial dent as far as coverage and capacity goes in the United States.
So is it just an issue of national, or is it, do you see certain markets getting it sooner? Like, could we say a year from now, there will be some markets that are able to support the T-Vision and the home internet?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the markets that we already have, the Sprint 5G already rolled out, like big cities like New York, Washington, Los Angeles. Gotcha. Those types of cities will, be able to take advantage of the IPTV stuff first.
So I'm not too impatient, but I would like to see every month 10 to 15 new markets. I'd like to see that type, because what you get there is, all right, well, here's 5 large cities in California getting it. Here's 10 large cities in Ohio getting it, like Toledo, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, like the major areas, right? So they're able to get it because they already have such a density of tower sites that Sprint already had, plus upgraded configurations with the new T-Mobile, right? I would like to see that happening rapidly. I would like to see the additions monthly. I don't want to see like every 6 months 5 markets get it. That's disappointing. That would be like disheartening almost, to a consumer that wants it. And then that's the teeth. Yeah, and big shout out to MT Houston, Texas with the super chat. 700 T-Mobile ping today, Houston, Texas. Erg. I did see your video today, MT Houston, Texas. So big shout out to the homie MT Houston, Texas. He's got a video. He does tons of speed tests. He tests every network, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint. I think he tests everything. Yes, I'll tell you what, Saturday my speeds were not very good from T-Mobile on certain towers. And I think it's because people are stuck on the same sites, right? They're home. So, but there were some tower sites I was over 100 megs, and there were some where I was at like 8 megs. So I knew it was just people are home and they're locked onto the same sites, Tim, I'd like to ask you, I know it's not something you could speak to because the details are scarce, but what's your feeling within the company about when do they really think this is going to be something that they could advertise? Like I've seen the T-Vision stuff, it's up in stores, the retail stuff of it. But
wait, they're doing retail T-Vision and non-T-Vision markets?
I've seen the stuff in like the advertisements in the store. So I don't know. Tim,
probably means your market's getting ready to get it.
Okay, all right, because I have seen it like in the windows. They're putting it near the front of the store, or like
your market's probably getting ready to get it.
Okay. All right, well, that's good to know. So everybody that's out there, you're looking at this as a TV option. If you start to see it in your stores soon, it's coming your way. Do you guys have it over in your neck of the woods?
Not yet. Last I heard, it should be available sometime in January.
Okay, so then that probably means that a lot of markets will be getting it to start the year.
Sam?
It's all based on what Qais was saying, network capacity.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, what he just said, Tim. Yeah, I was at the recent T-Mobile a couple of days ago when I got my mom the new S20. They had the signs and everything now offering T-Vision because I'm in Staten Island, New York, so the service is starting to roll out in Staten Island. And I went in there, I asked the guy, and I wanted to ask you, do people generally do this? I mean, I don't know, but he was recommending, like he said, not to get it now. Like he basically just straight up said, don't get it now. And I said, why?
That's a good employee.
That's a good employee.
That's an honest employee. He's trying to be straight.
That's a good employee.
All right.
I wanted to know.
Sneed, I'm telling you, don't dip on T-Vision until you get the phone app.
Well, that's actually what I want because
I'll just give that to you.
Oh, Pete upgrading me all the time. Oh, Pete, I forgot to tell you. They sent me an email from YouTube Premium that I have to give them my address. So we need to talk later about that because I guess if you're not at the same address but you're on the same account, they don't allow it. You have to be within the same family or something. So I don't know.
Some people's children, we're gonna have to look into that.
Wow, that's crazy. See,
Yeah, bro.
But I'm excited
crazy.
for it. 4K TV, it's actually going to be broadcasting if you're big into home theater or an audiophile like me, 7.1 true Dolby True HD.
At
I
the
don't
moment,
know any cable provider that has that.
At the moment, T-Vision is only offering that on demand and NASA.
It's supposed to be rolling out more and more as things progress.
As they've told me, though, that when they get the ability to broadcast something in 4K, they're just throwing it on there.
I'll tell you guys this. And this is how big me and Pete agreed. Pete, we covered this topic. It was like a year ago. T-Vision is Layer 3 TV rebranded, right?
And that's why I have them. It's Layer 3 TV.
They could not do this without that acquisition.
Nope.
Apparently what goes on at Layer 3 TV is some pretty nice compression stuff. So what they're doing is they're taking large amounts of data and they're able to compress it proprietary. This is what they do. It's their specialty. They can get it down, like you guys were saying, 12 megabits per second for 4K. That's insane. That should take probably closer to 20 megabits per second, from my understanding. Some people say even more. Mm-hmm. So you're going to take half of the bandwidth requirement, right, of traditional 4K content. That's amazing. And they basically bought Layer 3 TV for
just
that
to
purpose.
Do that.
Yeah, and then, so actually, if you think about the three most important things T-Mobile has done in the last year and a half, right, 2 years. Number one is the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. That's the most important thing, right? You get 50 million customers added to your company, and then you also get those Spectrum holdings, right? I'm not going to sneeze at the Band 25 or the Band 41. They're very, very huge assets. And the other piece is Layer 3 TV. I think that's going to be the reason that it's able to be successful, because otherwise you would need more capacity, which would basically mean you have to have millimeter wave everywhere you want to have the TV. You get what I'm saying? You would have to have it. I'm excited, man. $50 a month for home internet. That could help a lot of people out. And the TV, I think people just want more options. They don't want to just settle, for whatever their horrible provider might be offering them, Sam, me.
Didn't we talk about this like way when they announced it? I remember you and me had talked as soon as they had just announced it. Like right after the merger had cleared, they came out and said something. I don't know when it was, but I remember
the video.
We had a talk. Yeah, we had a talk. We were talking about it, and I said that was a step to getting T-Vision to being like more of a cable kind of like, not a cable killer, but more of a competitor, like in the game with Verizon.
There's still customers that want a full TV option. Like people like streaming, but if it's 40 channels, that's not enough. They still
like the
want
broadcast stuff.
Yeah, people still want that, and they still want 200 and 300 channels, right? They still want tons of 4K content. Bro, YouTube TV can't give that to you. Hulu Live can't give that to you. Like, that's cool if you want something at the $50 price point, $60 price point. But for Pete and people that want 300 channels and all these, the full list, bro, the full repertoire,
It's not just me. I take just a handful if I could, but my brother likes a bunch of channels I don't. I have family that uses, like ESPN app or what have you, and they can use that login and watch it. So
I like the idea of the app, like you said, Pete.
I accommodate many people with my subscription, and it's not like I'm getting the most out of it.
Yeah, slide that thing my way because Fios TV ain't got no TV app. I need something.
You guys don't have an app?
They don't have an app.
Really?
I don't get it. I don't know why. They only have it for Android, iOS devices, but not for Roku, Apple TV, or even Fire Stick. I don't get it.
Carlos, do you have an app for your dish stuff?
Heck yeah. I watch that thing on the go all the time.
Right.
And my DVR recordings and everything.
Yeah.
Me being that, I don't have a cable box because they charge extra for a cable box. I want to save my parents some money. I'm more of the guy that just watches on, just use the apps and then the cable login.
I Chromecast most of my stuff.
Exactly. I tried that option on my phone. The Android, I tried it with Roku. It didn't go through. And
no, Chromecast.
No, I'm saying on
Chromecast.
Android you have an option to stream to your Fire Stick. It's not like Chromecast, but it's similar.
Yeah, but the Chromecast works for more of the apps.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like paying $30 for a cable box, and you only pay the 30 once.
I gotta try that.
It's because most of those sticks, like the Roku or the Fire, it's wrapping in a different operating system. The Chromecast takes your phone information and grabs the content off the server using your phone stuff.
Yeah, you need a Chromecast, bro, straight up. Even with a Chromecast, you can even use it on iOS. I use a Chromecast on my iOS to mirror it.
Yeah,
no problem.
The Chromecast Ultra Android TV will not work the same, sadly.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to upgrade to at least one of those just to try it. But if you get one, get the Chromecast Ultra, and then you also can try Google Stadia with it too.
I just had the Ultra for 4K streaming on my 4K.
They'll give you the first couple months free on Google Stadia with your Fios.
Oh, I don't know. Well, is that cellular or is that actually with cable?
No, that's with their cable, and they're also giving you a controller too.
Really?
Dude, call them up and see what they'll do for you, bro. They're giving stuff away now. I'm telling you, bro, it's so good to finally see, but companies are actually finally competing for business.
Hey, bro, you know what would be the best thing? And maybe they might listen into this broadcast one day or something. Well, it'd be nice if you can pick the channels you want. Like, you go online, you sign up for your service, you can physically pick the channels you want, and it'll throw a package of a price for you. Yeah. So you can have only the channels you want.
Yeah, that's how the Dish network was way back in the day.
Dish used to do it, bro. Like, you used to be able to pick 40 channels for $34.
Yeah, but here's what they learned from that. They learned that they couldn't squeeze as much money out of you. So if you were a la carte, I'm going to pick 5 channels, and they were charging $5 a channel, then they were only getting $25 out of you. So they were like, well, screw that. We're just going to put together a 50 or 60 channel bundle and charge this guy $50 so they can double the revenue. But like you said, that's what you're talking about is more consumer friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not helping shareholders.
But bro, either way, right now I'm paying basically 50. Let's just round it up, $58 a month, and I'm getting 300 channels, bro, with Dish Network, and I got DVR on all my rooms with 4K streaming. Everything.
We have 2 or 3 rooms, Los.
3. I have it in 3 out of the 4.
Okay.
So, if you're thinking about it, they're losing money on me. If they had a package where I can pick, then they would actually make money on me because I would choose less channels than what I have.
But it doesn't matter. They're already paying for the programming, so it doesn't matter to them. They want to make your bill more. That's all they care about. As long as your bill is higher.
For 7 years, this is the 7th year. It just passed. My bill's been steady.
Right. But, okay, so Carlos, let's say your bill is $70 a month for your TV. If you did a la carte and you only paid $6 or $7 for a channel and you only got 5 channels, then they're losing $20 or $30 in revenue monthly. So they would rather your bill be the highest they can get out of you and just say, hey, we're going to give you 300 channels. It doesn't matter to them. You know who it does matter for? Are companies like Hulu Live and YouTube TV, where they actually pay by how much you use. So if you pay, say, $50 a month for YouTube TV and you only watch it for 30 hours a month, they don't pay much on that. But if I left it running on a device all day long, they're paying more for those broadcasts, for that broadcasting time. So their business model is built on just making your bill as high as they can to generate the revenue.
But the thing is, Nate, I've been doing math, like I've been looking at prices. I've been going online, looking through Dish Network, through Cox Cable, like Hulu, YouTube TV.
You're not going to beat what you have. I'm telling you right now. Whatever you have.
But even if let's say even if the current pack for the America's Top 250 right now, I think is $69.99 right now. I can't. No other service can beat that.
No. You have the best thing going on in TV right now. I can tell you.
Even if I paid the current pricing from today, which is $69.99 with 2-year contract, or $79.99 without the contract, bro, at the end of the day, then I'll have to pay extra for my locals if I don't have a contract. Then, bro, like, you still get more variety than you do paying $50 for only 40 channels or 60 channels on YouTube TV. Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
I love my locals over the aerial personally.
Well, yeah, it's the bot. Like, let's say if with this service that I have, if you don't want to, let's say if you were doing it with no contract and you don't want to pay the locals, then it has a thing to hook up the antenna and it'll stream them to all your receivers over the air. Your local.
Yeah, over the air is actually the most clearest broadcast that you can get. It's the HD is the most HD and the most sharper versus cable boxes and stuff like that. And
like I like not having to depend on an internet service to be able to watch TV if I can. Like when TVision does that service where it's based off a SIM card and the pricing is right, I would consider that option just because now it's the same as traditional TV where I don't have to depend on something extra on top.
I would prefer if TVision allowed me to pick like which providers I wanted, because channels come in like a la carte where you say I want this one channel. Say if you want Nickelodeon and only Nickelodeon, no other Viacom CBS properties.
Yeah.
Even though you just say you want the Nickelodeon or Comedy Central. Let's go Comedy Central. We're a little older here. So even if you say you want the Comedy Central, the vendor still has to pay CBS Viacom for every other channel. So if you could say, hey, I want the Viacom package and not the ABC Disney package, something like that, that could save money and possibly give them some negotiation room.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's where it comes down to, is just variety. They need to be given more variety. So then at the end, it's not just saving bucks for the customer, but it saves bucks on their end too.
Here's something to know that for people that are concerned about their local channels, since we're on the topic of TV, the cable companies like Comcast, Charter, Cox Cable, they're classified as cable companies, and cable companies under Congress, there's a law that was passed. They actually have to have what's called must carry laws, or must carry carriage laws for the local channels. They have to provide local channels. That's mandated by law, unlike Dish Network or AT&T, which are classified as dish and telephone companies. They are not required to carry the local channels for subscribers.
Yeah, different regulations and different expectations, which is why I think when people transition between the providers and they try Dish and all these other companies, they're like, man, my service is different. I don't see the same channels and stuff. They're unaware,
Yep.
Let's transition to some mobile tech, shall we? Mike, wake up. You ready?
Oh, sorry. What happened?
Yeah.
What
Well,
happened?
this is Steve Mobile Tech.
Yeah, let's move over to mobile tech, bruh.
Sir,
All right.
By the way,
All right, let's do drum roll. Let's
if
hear. Let's do
anyone
some
wants
drum
to,
roll.
if anyone wants to try the T-Mobile home internet, it is available on the website. You can check to see if you have coverage available for it in your area, and they'll send it to you $50 a month.
Bro, I was
Tom?
gonna try it, bro.
If you have HughesNet, please inquire.
Tom, a
CenturyLink.
Tom, who's in the live chat at the moment, got into the trial for T-Mobile home internet.
Yep.
They could not provide him with enough bandwidth, so they put an order for a quicker tower upgrade in his area and put a freeze on his bill. And he actually got a little bit more credit than he paid.
Bro, who does that?
They're starting to do stuff like that more and more.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
that's the quickest way to promote the product too. You know what I mean? It's just
He has a
Yeah,
3-month
do it.
pause, an expedited upgrade, and he paid $5. He saved $5 for waiting.
What are they gonna do about my null zone, bro?
Bro, you know what's the reason why they're doing that, right? Is because they want it to be considered a customer, active line.
Yep.
That's why they're doing it, because they rather even though it's on standby for shareholders, it's still an active line of service.
Sure.
Hey, Sprint did that with those free lines.
Mm-hmm. same thing, basically. Same thing as Sprint.
All right. Mobile tech. Mikey, you ready?
Sorry, I just had to step out for a second.
All right. Well, whatever. You back?
all
Joshua, you
set.
just
I'll
have to
get
have
to go.
midband available. It doesn't have to necessarily be 66.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Look, there are phones that are about to get released in the next couple of months. Pending the situation, I don't know, man. Stuff's going to get delayed, releases, launches. I don't
Mhm.
know.
They are.
But here are the phones that I'm excited about. And the first ones I want to talk about are the OnePlus devices. And I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. The first reason why I'm excited about the OnePlus 8s, and I said 8s because there's 3 of them apparently.
There is.
With 100% certainty, there's 2, and I think there might be a third one there. All right, the first thing I'm excited about is the OnePlus 8 Pro. In and of itself, the Pro thing doesn't mean anything to me, but it is a more capable device than the regular 8. I
So-
saw the specs; they're official. All right,
Yep.
it's got a bigger battery, it's got a bigger display, it's quad HD instead of 1080p, it's 120 hertz instead of 90 hertz. So it's an upgrade, it's a step up in every which way from the regular OnePlus 8. Verizon's gonna have it.
Exclusive.
T-Mobile's gonna have it.
Mm.
The new T-Mobile, I should say. AT&T is gonna have it. It's gonna be in every carrier store. It's gonna be sold unlocked. It's not a McLaren edition, so it's not gonna be some super rare device. It's gonna have wireless charging. It's gonna have an official IP rating. So it's gonna be a real flagship. This thing is actually going to compete with the Galaxy S20 or whatever, right? Okay. But it's probably going to come in a little bit cheaper. I think it's going to come in around $899. It's going to be $100 less than the S20, even though it's going to be built like the S20 Plus. So in actuality, it's probably a couple $100 cheaper than its comparable Samsung competitor. It's going to have the 865 chip, right? So it'll be top end when it comes to the processor. It'll have every single band that it'll require. I'm guessing that there'll be some trickery from each carrier. Let's lock this thing out. Let's give it millimeter wave for the Verizon one. Let's make it low band and mid band for the T-Mobile, and they'll do that BS, right? But I really like the fact that they're actually making a real flagship type phone. I've never actually looked at a OnePlus as a flagship. This one I will. 30-watt fast warp charging, wireless charging, fast wireless charging, and then also reverse wireless charging. So you could charge like headphones or whatever else that are wireless. Whatever.
Also has a 120 hertz display, and this is the first OnePlus phone that's water and dust resistant.
Right.
IP68.
So I say bring it on. I actually, if it comes in at $899, it's worth every penny because it's basically a $200 discount on a Galaxy phone, right? A S20 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say one more thing. OnePlus has the best software. I'm telling you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oxygen OS, the updates come fast. It's like a Google. It's a real Google phone. Google phones are questionable when it comes to design. At least the OnePlus devices look good. You know what I'm saying? And with the battery coming in over 4,000 milliamp hours, I think it's 4,300. Count me in, bro. That's good enough.
Bro,
It
one phone I wish we could have, man. And I got my hands on one yesterday, bro, and I got to play with it for a little while. And honestly, man, I really wish we could use the Huawei P40, bro. Such a
I did
beautiful
see
phone,
some
bro.
reviews on it. It looked like
Bro,
a phenomenal phone.
Dude, it's phenomenal, and I love the fact that it's not Google OS. Like, it was perfect, dude. That OS that they did runs smooth, butter smooth. Runs beautiful, bro. Like, the video, it has video stabilization, real video stabilizations. Need for people like us that are on the go creating content.
I'd love
Not
to
just
vlog
the
more,
rear-
but I don't like my cameras, bro.
But dude, not just the rear camera, but for the facing camera too, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't like vlogging because the shaky. I got to get a gimbal or something, you know?
Bro. Dude, with that phone, you don't need nothing like that, bro. You can shake it, the picture stays smooth, bro. You can have the shaky hand, it don't matter. That's how beautiful that phone
Caleb,
is,
you
bro.
back?
It sucks, bro. We can't use it.
I am now.
I tried sticking my T-Mobile SIM in his, bro, and it bricked my SIM, bro. Like, they have it to where it's black. It's like you can't even use them, bro. AT&T you can, but you only get bands 2, 4, and 5.
No. You're missing half of the bands, if not more.
Yeah, bro.
What phone is this?
Huawei
It's such a
P40.
I never trust a Chinese phone.
Bro, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what people say, bro. OnePlus is China. It's made in China.
No, they are. But the thing is see, every phone that comes to be sold in the United States has to pass through FCC testing. If you look at the FCC IDs, you can look at every FCC ID for every phone. You'll see all the tests that it has to go through. That's including frequency tests. Those Huawei phones don't go through that, so they're not guaranteed to work on frequencies.
The only reason why they don't, bro, is because of all this political crap, dude, that they won't allow them in here, bro. That's the only reason why.
That's also correct. Yeah.
Sam,
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's hard to get behind a phone that won't be officially available in our country. So, God, man, I really like what Huawei does with hardware. I have to be realistic about availability and usage here. You know, it's not going to be working on carriers, and they're not going to be friendly about them coming into connecting to networks here in the U.S. You know, so it sucks, but they do make amazing hardware. Mike, what else do you know about this phone, man?
Well, you've basically laid down the whole path. I don't really have to speak, really. If you want me to be very technical, well, something you didn't speak about, the color option.
So anything cool? Anything cool about the color options?
Well, there was a design render. Somebody says they are confirmed. I'm going to put a little question mark on that, but this is the marketing mock-up. It's on Twitter right now. You can look it up if you want to share screen it. So the colors are coming in at blue, black, green, a minty kind of green, and they're saying it's going to look like an aura style, kind of like the Note. So pricing wise, I can't give you an official number because there's no indication, but the rumored price is what you said, $899. And all I could say from my point of view and from what I've seen, it's a very good phone and it looks very excellently made. I think it's going to be, like you said, a flagship contender. It's actually going to be a flagship phone, I agree. But I don't think it's going to make enough waves for people to look at it. And I'm being honest. I'm sorry. I think it's a great phone. It definitely is going to sell well for most people, and it's going to sell well enough for it to warrant more release. But I just don't think it'll be enough to switch people over from the S20. I'm being honest.
So let's see.
Yeah, I agree.
Carlos, you basically buy every phone that comes out. Would you buy this phone?
Well, he buys everything. So what are you asking him for?
I love OnePlus. OnePlus, honestly, as much as I hate Android, OnePlus is the only Android phone that I love, bro. Like, it's smooth butter. besides, the Burry, that's a whole different story. But
Tim, is this phone going to sell in your stores, man?
OnePlus typically sells pretty well.
So this actually could be a better seller than the McLaren.
Right now, I know from my location, we sell a ton of 7Ts.
7Ts. Okay, so standard LTE devices, not the 5G
Yep.
McLarens. Caleb, what do you think, man?
It's a good phone. It's a really good phone. I just don't want because that phone's going to have eSIM in it as well. I just don't want a situation to where we have to wait for updates for like the eSIM to be unlocked like the Samsung is. I want the radio bands in there to be good and working properly from a network perspective. If we can nail those two down, it's hard because it's not going to have like a stock Android on it, so I can't really say, right? But if for some reason we can nail those 2 points, then I'm good with it.
Hey,
I'll
Mike,
be getting a OnePlus 8 for free.
So just as an employee?
So
Very
Samsung,
nice.
OnePlus, and LG have advocacy programs for employees. So you can actually get the phones for free and use them for free as employees on your personal account.
Just
They'll
so
give you
you're
your-
showing up with swag.
Pretty much.
Wait,
So
does
I've already
that
got.
include engineering employees too?
Yeah, we need to know that.
You
know, I
look
don't
into
know.
that.
Engineers need love too, bro.
Yeah,
I know I've got a Samsung Galaxy Ultra on the way, and I'm sure I'll be able to get the OnePlus 8 Pro when it comes out.
Do you know if you're going to carry the Pro and the regular?
I haven't heard yet, and I
Yeah,
haven't seen any pricing on it yet.
The rumor to date release that everyone's pointing is supposed to be next month, but because of the circumstances, they're putting that on question because the market right now is not in a position to spend money on a phone, so they're going to have to reevaluate when they're going to release this thing.
Maverick,
I'm
you'll never
just-
see me with an iPhone.
I'm just liking the everything on hold type of thing. It makes sense, but I'm just liking it. Everything's getting pushed back.
And
On a high note, though, it gives Comcast time to get their stuff together and properly broadcast the Olympics in 4K on non-Comcast devices.
Hold on, bro. The Olympics got postponed, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're having
Comcast
some
can
fun.
get their stuff together and get it out in 4K correctly. Japan's getting it in 8K on their PBS.
God damn.
What?
What, 8K?
Yeah, NHK is broadcasting the Tokyo 2021
Hold on, I gotta
Olympics in 8K.
I got to ask, is 8K better than real life, bro? Like, should I
No.
just not leave my house and
Yeah.
just watch 8K footage?
Nah.
Like, I don't even
No.
want to experience life
Not
if
quite,
8K
but
is better.
it's close.
It's good.
It's close.
And, like, if I have glasses, like, let's say I have, like, I'm nearsighted, does that mean 4K is better than my actual eyes? And, yeah, you get, like, processing visual images, you know what I'm saying?
If your 2400 HD was better than your actual eyes.
I think I'm 1520. I could see from 20 feet what people see from 15. Is that how that works?
Honestly, Rafi put it best in the chat. 4K is good enough.
But what I'm
For
getting
most
at is
applications, yes.
Japan is going to be broadcasting it at 8K, and I'm going to be watching most of my stuff at 1080p because of Comcast.
Okay. All right, Mike, what do you know about the 8 compared to the 8 Pro?
All right, so the 8 will not have wireless charging. It will be hosting a triple camera setup instead of a 4 camera setup.
Oh, wow.
There will be no IP rating on the 8. It will have the 30-watt warp charging, but it will not have the 30-watt wireless charging or wireless charging, like I said. It also will be coming in a different color variant. So it will have the black and green, but then it'll have a glowish color. It will be supporting 8 to 12 gigabytes of RAM, just like the Pro, except they'll be using LDDR4X RAM instead of LDDR5. And lastly, the official price point people are projecting is $799
For the 8.
for the 8.
So possibly $899 for the Pro, so $100 between them.
But there is one thing though that you want to keep in mind. The battery, if you guys are into batteries, whatever, they will be housing a 4,300 milliamp hour, and the Pro will have 4,500, so 200 extra. In terms of screen display, you will have 6.5 inch versus 6.7 inch. It will be FHD plus for the 8, and it will house 90 hertz at AMOLED.
And it's 1080p, right?
1080p.
All right.
At 90 hertz. So there will be not like what Samsung does where you get 120 hertz at 1080p. They'll have 90 hertz throughout the whole experience.
Experience, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a bit of a downgrade from a lot of different angles. I'd pay the $100 to have all those features. That's just a lot, right? A better display, higher resolution, higher refresh rate, the wireless charging. I think it's worth $100. If it is just 100, I say go for it. Especially if you finance it over 2 years.
Oh, I missed something. I'm sorry. On the Pro, for the 4-camera setup, you're going to have dual 48 megapixel cameras.
Wow.
Can't really determine which camera is going to be which. Then you'll have an 8 megapixel sensor and 5 megapixel sensor. That one I can confirm will be the time of flight sensor on the 8 Pro. But I'm not sure which one's going to be the ultra wide and the telephoto, but I'm going to assume the 48 megapixel, one of them will be the ultra wide. I'm going to assume.
Probably. Okay. And what about this little one that we're hearing about, the X?
The light version.
So the budget,
Right.
that is actually a very good thing you brought up, because not much is known about that. There's very little we know, but not to the extent where I can tell you everything spec-wise. All I can say, from what I've been able to gather, this device is supposed to be the entry level. So basically, this is going to be the mid-range, the one that's going to compete with like the A series that Samsung has or Google Pixel 4a. The spec-wise, I don't have much to give you other than they just say wait and see. I think this is the one they're keeping on the down.
Wait, the X is the base model?
That's what they're saying. And this X is the code name. It's not the actual name. That's the code name.
Yeah.
It might be the light. I don't know exactly what they're calling it, but I will say this. It'll be similar to the T phone in terms of design, but the only thing it would compromise in is it will have a dual camera. These are the rumors. These aren't confirmed, so please keep that in mind. And also, what I'm reading off is not just Twitter, but also multiple different websites, and I'm making sure I go down to the original source. I'm not trying to go into the media crap, so you guys don't get confused. The last thing it says here about this smaller version is it will house a 6-inch display. That is being varied, so it'll be around 6 inches, but then another sourcer here named Israel Agawa, I don't know who his name is, but he's claiming that it will be 6.2 inches. So it'll be like a different variant. So it varies in which screen size, but you get where my drift is going.
What I hear, though, is that chipset is going to be MediaTek. That is a problem for me. It is going to be 5G compatible. It's going to be using the Dimensity 1000 modem. So it'll be sub 6 gigahertz compatible, but it's going to be mid-range all the way. So
Wait. You're talking up MediaTek right here with this mid-range horse
want
puppy.
me to go to entry? I mean, friends don't let friends do MediaTek, bro, but I'm just saying it's designed to be like a 6-series chip, like a Qualcomm 6 series. So if that's the case, then
Yeah, it's designed to, but the moment you boot it up, I'm already on your device.
I don't know, man. It's going to be 5G compatible. It's going to be sub 6 gigahertz compatible. I don't know what, like Caleb, we've been on Twitter going off on the allocations of spectrum that they can handle.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it'll be, I don't know, maybe similar to what we're going to see with the 765, but minus the millimeter wave compatibility. Probably won't have.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Most of those mid-range and lower-end phones won't have the millimeter wave compatibility.
You'll love this, and I think Carlos will admit this, and maybe you too, Caleb. You think it'll be an India exclusive or something, bro?
I have no idea. I heard those 3 models are supposed to be coming to the US though.
The X.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
So, also, quick update. They've actually expanded the breakdown on the tech of the camera specs. I don't know if you're interested in that. But in terms of this smaller variant, the code name is Project X. It looks like it'll be a lighter version, and the price range for that phone will be under $500. Rumored.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's
Like
under
$399 ish.
wow, holy crap! All right, so it will be kind of like what Pete was saying. It might not be worth $500. It might only be worth about 400.
Maybe less. Who knows?
Let's stay in that range, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
The Google Pixel 4a.
Ooh, I love it. Let's go.
All right,
I'm excited for this one.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to tell you don't get excited for it. Do not.
I'm so excited about the 5.
Yes.
The 5 is the one I'm going to be getting. However,
yeah,
for a $400 phone, I'm excited.
No, don't.
Yep.
Don't do it. And here's why. Don't do it because for $400, you can buy an S10 Plus brand new for $400. So you can buy last year's flagship from any company for less than $400 right now, brand new. And you're going to go and buy a Google Pixel 4a? Are you crazy, bro?
Well, then market.
I mean, that's valid.
I have to agree with Sneed on that.
Just like the Google 5 are being, bro.
The only thing is
True.
at least from in my store, they haven't dropped the price on the Galaxy S10s. It's still $600.
Yeah.
I was at a cell phone store yesterday, and the guy offered me a brand new Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, unlocked, brand new,
Unlock that.
dual SIM, $400, $450 with the
Wow.
headphones and the case and the screen protector. He had the whole shebang, bro.
There must have been an Exynos or however you said that chipset.
Exynos.
Exynos, there you go.
Probably had to be.
I don't know. All I know is that's last year's flagship because the S20 just came out.
That's a heck of a deal.
I'm just letting you guys know what happens to Galaxies over time. And LG, same thing, bro. You can get yourself, an LG V50 right now. You can get yourself, the Google Pixel 4 XL right now. They're all in that $300 to $400 price range. Not from a carrier store, but from a
Hey, I
distributor.
got a 4XL for about that at T-Mobile.
Yeah, we put them on sale. You could get a 4XL for what was it, $599. You could get the regular 4 for $499.
It was less at my place.
Yeah,
because they did 2 promos. One was half off.
I got
The other one
450
was
on the
200
XL.
off. That's
You
the
know-
half off one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mikey, what
One
did
was a BOGO too. The Pixel 4.
Mike?
You
what
had
did
to
they
get a
say
new
about
line
mid-range?
though.
What do they say about the current mid-range phones? What are they saying about them now?
Well,
Well,
crap. Sorry.
no, actually the opposite.
Right.
They're
so
actually saying the opposite. They actually are saying that the mid ranges are more compelling to buy than the actual flagship. And I'm going to say this, and you could dispute it all you want. Companies compromise in certain areas and innovate in others are the ones that succeed the most. Take it any way you want. That's how Google was able to win with the Pixel 3a. That's how they were able to grow in market share. They
That's
cut
true.
down. They cut down on so much, but gave people what they wanted. A full screen display with a headphone jack for most people, because obviously a lot of people are still into that crap. They gave you the Google experience, a one-camera setup that pretty much just did the job well. Not
Sure,
many people are going to complain. And you had the Snapdragon 670, was it? Was it 670?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and then you bundle that all together with software support, stock Android. You get it on time. What was it? 2 years support and then a third year. So
Update.
bundle all that together. People saw that at face value. You were basically taking the Pixel 3 and 3XL, which were pretty much garbage in design-wise. Design-wise, the
Yeah, they
XL
were
was-
garbage.
just the
design-wise.
notch, bro. The notch was hideous.
The notch was terrible.
Yeah.
So people looked at that and said, that looks better. It offers better. It does half of what the flagship can do, but half of the price.
Mhm.
And people really didn't care about wireless charging because if I didn't hear one person say, "Oh, I miss wireless charging," that thing had
No.
super fast charging. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is if mid ranges. That's why I say that you innovate in other areas and compromise in some, because if they're able to figure out what people want the most, then they're able to take that, but figure out a way to kind of shred it down, but but not to give up too much. If you understand where I'm going, do you
I
guys
do.
understand where I'm going? So the point that I'm trying to make, the reason why you're saying that, okay, get the premium phone, it's much better. That would be all and well, but the average consumer, the average person that buys, mostly some people are not as advanced as you or Tim or Carlos or everybody. They're not going to go through this extensive period. Some people are going to go through their provider. They're going to either go through the website if they're that smart enough, but they're going to look at face value, look at the prices. They're going to see what can this do. And if the 4XL and this phone come out, then you're going to look at them side by side and say, 4A has a full screen display? Check. Fingerprint scanner? Check. Dual speakers? Check. Fast charging? Check. Everything. It hits the markers. So that's why everybody is going to be on top of this phone. And that's why I said in my video.
Yeah, the Pixel A is actually Google's most selling phone.
Yeah, it
For that
is.
reason. Yeah. So
Yeah,
good
but
point.
not because it's the most capable phone. It's because of the price.
The price. No, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
The price and the software.
Yeah, so that combination that Mike was describing where it hits this little sweet spot where it's like, okay, I can get googly for $400 instead of getting googly for $800 or $900.
The biggest selling point on the 3As, at least for us, has been the camera. People don't want to spend, $1,000 on a smartphone, but want the best camera.
Mhm.
Pixel 3A, hands down, is a point-and-shoot device. It's phenomenal.
But the video's not good.
Yeah,
The video's improved over the past few updates.
Okay. Because when I got it, I stopped using it for video because that jelly jiggly thing it was doing, when it does the stabilization,
Mhm.
it was this weird wobble, bro. I mean, it's hard to describe, but I didn't get that same wobble when I used my Galaxy, so, and
A lot of those type things they fixed.
well, here's the thing, Tim. After a year, I didn't want the phone anymore. I could see myself with my Note 10 Plus for 2 or 3 years.
Same here.
That is true.
I can't see myself like I had the 3A XL and I loved it for like the first 6 or 7 months, and then I was like ready to move on. I'm like, maybe the limited storage, it was kind of weird the way they only offered, 64 gigs, no expandability, no 128 storage option. It was kind of weird. I would have paid the extra money to get a little extra storage. I really wish it was expandable memory because they put a headphone jack. Why didn't they just put the expandable memory?
That's where
You're
they're
going to give me 64 gigs.
because they figured most people are going to use their cloud-based storage like Google Photos because that was their most marketed. They target the market mostly for using that platform to use like what you take your photos. You have unlimited storage by using Google Photos. That was their, I guess you could say, their driving point also.
But Mike, look what they did. They stopped letting you upload to Google Photos above standard definition. So that means you're now stuck at 1080p, even if you record at 4K.
But are regular people going to care about this? Like, are they
because
gonna,
I'm going to record. I'm going to record Yasmin
but that's
in 4K.
You. But that's you. And 4K, that's if they even want to record in 4K, because 4K takes up so much storage on an Android already. Most people are fine with 1080p, and they're not going to care because most people don't even know how to set it to 4K without having to go on YouTube and look it up. That's why I keep saying average consumers. They're not
That
like
part is
me
true.
saying.
Because you got to think, default out of the box, that come phone's doing 720p. Unless you change it.
V60 for the win,
Yeah.
bro.
So that's what I'm saying,
Standard
Sam.
headphone
I'm not
jack.
saying you're wrong. I'm not, by no means. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain the whole point of my arguments are not coming from a tech's point of view. I'm coming from an average consumer's point of view. So I'm trying to give you the market, the shifting, everything, but in the perspective of a customer.
Yeah.
Because I'm one myself, you're one.
Yeah.
And listen, at the end of the day, these devices are going to sell. That's where they're making their money, the mid-range. The
I'll
Pixel
tell you
5.
what, man. There are things I
Customers
really
don't care
miss
about
about.
specs.
I really do miss having a Google phone around, man. There were some nice things about the 3XL. I tried to use it as a creator device, and it couldn't hold up.
Which one?
It was the 3AXL.
Yeah, you can't use
So,
it for creation.
I
No, you
tried because, I was like, you know what? It's a 670 processor. Everybody's like, it might be able to do everything you need. As soon as I tried to render and edit video, it started to put. I'm trying to process this video, and I'm like, all right, this ain't cutting it. I bought the S10 Plus, called it a day. And then, Carlos, I upgraded to the Note 10 Plus, and that just changed my life, bro. Like now I anchor my phone to my tripod and I record with the Bluetooth, on the stylus pen, on the S Pen. So I record and stop, and all the editing with it is beautiful, bro. Like if somebody's a creator and you're gonna use a smartphone, you have to have a Galaxy Note. It's like
Honestly,
the only.
bro, the new V60, bro, is good now. Like the LG V60, it's not a bad phone, bro.
Well, let's go there.
I have looked at the V60.
Let's
right
go
now.
Let's go to the V60.
Yeah, let's
Fresh
go.
fresh out of the box, I will admit it looks like LG did it right, but let's see what it is 6 months down the road.
Boot loops.
Agreed.
Fruit
I agree with
Loops.
that statement. I agree with this statement.
Hey,
I agree
listen,
with that.
whoever buys an LG V60 out there, including whoever's in this live stream, send it to Pete to fix when it starts to boot loop. He'll take care of it.
I'm gonna love it.
Pete, you can fix it. I know you could.
$15.
$15, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, just
Good
get him
deal.
a can of ravioli and he's all set, bro.
Oh,
No tins of ravioli.
he said he needs Boyardee brand.
Ah.
Oh God.
Hey, listen.
I mean, that's how you fix phones, right? With the ravioli.
You give me a tin of Chef
put it on the motherboard of the screen
ravioli, $15 worth to pay for your boot loop. I'm sending it back with a broken screen and a can of ravioli.
Give me the formuoli.
All right, V60's got the bomb processor. It's got the top-notch processor. It's going to have fantastic cameras. The video should be amazing. Audio's second to none. Quad HD
No,
DAC.
seriously. I will break your screen and send it back if you give me a can of ravioli.
P, you're out of focus. Oh, there you go. All
I
right.
fixed it.
Yeah. It looks like an awesome phone. They're the best when it comes to creator perspective. It's headphone jack. It's quad HD or quad DAC on the audio. It's got a 6.7-inch display. Quad HD. Is it 5,000 milliamp hour battery?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a beast, bro. I really want
with
one.
the dual screen mod.
Yeah,
And
I'm
an in-screen fingerprint scanner. It's also got I think they're using a new kind of thin glass back. Somebody leaked it, and it shows how super, super thin that damn thing is.
I'll tell you what, man. You get a nice stylus pen, one of those really nice haptic-based
They
ones.
have the stylus pen. For
It's supposed to be coming with pen support. Yeah.
I think that gives the Note a run for its money. If you get that real S Pen like experience coming with that stylus.
Well, they said you can take pictures with it and everything just like that. That's good.
That's
If you can
debatable.
integrate the
That's
software features, all those different things, I think it gives it a run for its money. I'd prefer to send my money towards something like the LG because of the innovation. I don't know. I know what I'm getting out of a Note, so I trust it. But I'd love to get my if you get bored of that LG, Tim, let me know.
I'll send it your way if I do.
Yeah. I'll trade you for the BlackBerry, bro. I got the LE. Let me know.
Because I've already been playing with it. I already got the demo unit. But
What's your impressions, man?
I'm actually surprised with it. It's not your stereotypical LG. It's
Wow.
a lot better than I was expecting. And
So-
the camera is comparable to my Pixel 4 XL.
Ooh.
That's
So
where
that means the Pixel 5 is going to be better.
Oh yeah, I mean that's Google every year. They find a way to beat their own camera.
yeah.
But I'm actually impressed this year. I just hope it holds up and LG doesn't screw it up with their software updates.
Again,
Oh,
what's
go
up,
ahead, Pete.
Carlos?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, my bad.
Again, if the Pixel 5 ends up being quality camera and mid-range price, I'm getting at least two.
$899 for the LG V60 with the 2-screen bundle.
Bro, AT&T gives it to you for free. What are you talking about?
Ooh.
But you need to use AT&T, which is good in a lot of markets, but not mine.
He's like, but you gotta have AT&T. You can get it from AT&T, but you gotta have.
AT&T is horrible at my house.
I mean, if I got AT&T, I'd be doing speed tests and only showing my Wi-Fi because you don't want to see my 786 kilohertz.
So my wife has a iPhone 7 on AT&T as a work line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She has to
hear
get. She has to go outside to make a call.
The iPhone 7 is a nightmare. It is one of the worst iPhones ever made. Maybe the 6 Plus is worse. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
But the iPhone 7 is known for losing antenna reception.
Yep.
It's known
You're
for
right.
the SIM card being unable to read. The IC goes bad. They were water resistant. No, they weren't.
No.
All right. Literally, the only thing that made it water resistant was a little bit of glue between the screen and the frame of the phone. I'm not even exaggerating, bro.
So,
yeah, I
Oh,
know.
rubber gasket on the SIM card tray.
And here's what's terrible. What's terrible is they're taking that same design and calling it the iPhone 9 or SC2.
Yeah, I heard rumors that the iPhone 9 is supposed to be out hopefully mid-April,
Yep, that's true. So basically,
and it's going to be like $400.
So it's going to
400.
basically be the A series to Google.
and that's going to be a
Rival.
big competitor. That's going to be a big one because
You tell somebody a $400 iPhone, bro, they're going to flip their wigs, bro.
oh yeah, and considering that not just to the release date, because I know where you got that rumor from, and it's true because they have obligations to stockholders and they have to meet demands, and they've had this thing in production. But you tell them $400 for an iPhone like that, you're locked. Apple's got you right there for your ecosystem. You start buying up Apple Music, iCloud, Arcade, Apple TV, and then the next thing you know, you want to start using more Apple stuff. So that's kind of like
Bro.
their get to for the iPhone and get you into them.
You get Apple TV Plus right now, free for a year whenever you buy a new iPhone.
Or any Apple product.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
but are they
that's the
going
11
to
series too?
are they going to extend that to a $400 phone though?
Yes.
Yeah, that any
Probably
iPhone.
not.
I think they will. Yeah.
They did it with the iPad Pro, the MacBooks, the
iPad Pro's over $1,000.
These
They
are
did it with-
$1,000
you can get the iPhone.
devices.
You can get the iPad 7th gen. I have a 7th gen that.
Yeah,
was
they did it with
extended.
all their products because Apple
7th
TV
gen
Plus
is
sucked.
$399.
Thank you, Technoid, for mentioning the elephant
Oh.
in the room.
Also, if you're in the market for the new iPad Pro, wait for the 5G version to come out later this year.
A14X, that's going to be the processor. And the
Yeah.
reason why they also are, I think also they're ditching the Qualcomm antennas. They're going to try to do their own thing, which I just think is really stupid at this point. Apple,
Oh,
Well, here
Okay,
comes
so
the
they
next
wanna-
RF gate.
oh, well, okay. So Apple doing their own thing for modems and chipsets, I'm okay with. But if they're going to use anybody's for now, at least make it a Qualcomm.
they're not using
Get a-
Qualcomm. They're not going to. They said they're not using their antenna system. They'll use their modem setup, but they're going to design their own. They said it does not meet our design standards.
That's what I've been hearing. They didn't like the way it looked, and they said their antennas
What
were
do you
too
mean the way
thick.
it looked? It's under.
Yeah, they're
Allow
antennas
me
are
to
too
allow me to
thick.
visualize my experience right now when I heard that.
So basically,
Why? Why?
so basically,
the-
Apple saying the antenna's too thick means we can't
Yeah.
brick the phone for somebody replacing it.
There.
Yeah, but an iPhone, yeah,
Let's
they'll
go.
put the 865 in there, and they're Intel, and they're all modems because of space, due to space constrictions.
So they want to brick the phone easier.
Pretty much.
Intel's been a problem dating back several generations.
And they bought Intel modems. They bought out the division.
They bought out
Mhm.
the R&D piece of it, right? That's gonna get them up ahead in terms of getting 5G chips from them in house. Intel is garbage. My
Oh.
wife is sitting next to me. I just explained this on your podcast, Mike. My wife is sitting next to me. iPhone XS Max.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 3AXL, a 6 series mid-range chip. I'm getting 80 megabits per second on the new Verizon Unlimited plan. She's getting 38 on the new Verizon Unlimited plan, standing next to me. We're both over 100 gigs of usage, right? So we're both subject to DPRIO or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting half the throughput I am. Her signal is 1 bar. My signal is 2 bars. That's the difference between a Qualcomm and an Intel chipset.
Mm-hmm.
Is the modems are so different when it comes to performance. And it's not like back in the day with the iPhone 7 generation, where if you bought the Verizon model or the unlocked model or even the Sprint model, you got a Qualcomm chip, right,
It's all
Carlos?
the way up to the iPhone X. You got it that
Right.
way.
And then
Yeah.
if you bought the GSM-based model, which was from T-Mobile or AT&T, right, Tim?
Mhm.
You had Intel chips that gave people hell,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was literally a
Well,
worse experience.
they were intentionally throttling the Qualcomm chips to make it match the Intel chips.
They got caught on that.
Which is bull, and that's why they got sued. And well, they've been sued a couple of times. They finally admitted that the iPhone 6s were bending. They blamed my dad for his iPhone 6 bending. I said, you built this garbage. Why are you blaming my dad? My dad's like a 60-year-old man. You're blaming him for your garbage bending?
Exactly.
And then they finally admit it 4 years later.
And you have YouTubers like Joeseph Tech coming out and still defending this garbage so many years later. You have Apple fanboys, and I don't want to say who he is because I'm pretty close with this guy, but he defends Apple on everything, and he never wants to admit when they're wrong. He always likes to find a reason. Honestly, if you guys want a good YouTuber, if you want a good YouTuber, let me give you guys. You know Rossman Group? Everybody know about Ross?
Yeah.
Watch his videos, and he is the perfect guy to go to with Apple's garbage MacBook performances, everything.
Hey, he taught me some of the stuff I know about about motherboard fixing.
Well, let me defend Carlos because you guys looks like you're going to be teasing him. So let me just help him out a little bit.
I'm not going to tease him.
Well, Caleb was about to start.
I'm just picking on you. I'm just messing with you, man. You my boy, Carlos. You know that, man.
To be honest, I don't care, bro. It's a reliable phone for me. I would try it just like everybody.
That's all that matters.
And that's exactly it. It's always a use case for everybody. Which phone suits
Verizon
whatever.
As my primary carrier. I know I can depend on them, just like my iPhone. I know my iPhone is dependable, even though it has a sucky Intel chip, but at least I know that this thing will outlast any battery life right now with my Pro Max compared to even my S20 Ultra.
Yeah.
And that's with a smaller battery size.
Well, Carlos, I was going to say, if they would have put Qualcomm chips in those iPhones, then they were perfect for you. It was perfect.
It would have been like king. Yeah,
but they chose Intel and whatever.
And that's how it is. Yeah, the crap. And I'll admit it. It's crap. The chip sucks.
Even with some updates, it got a little bit better. I remember they did.
But bro, it's not the same as a Qualcomm, bro.
No. Apple they released so many updates. I remember when I had the iPhone 7 going to the 10, I had 2 different updates saying your modem would be updated better, and people were complaining. Literally, YouTubers had to make videos comparing modem speeds, and I'm like, that's how bad it got to.
Exactly.
If you're into radio technology, like how we kind of are about our networks, you kind of have to stay away from iPhones until they go Qualcomm again. If you think about it.
I hope they go all out on this new modem set, but if they make their own antenna setup, it's only going to probably either be, more problems because the antennas are not fully equipped to support probably something. I don't know. I'm just saying here, but it's better to just go with Qualcomm's antenna setup and stuff because it's compatible and it works. It works.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah. I know for a fact that they're not because for each new model, we actually have to test the baseband software as well as the RF components on our network. And I know for a fact that the new iPhones, they're not going to use the X55 modem. They're just going to use all the their own elements for what Apple's going to be doing, which is a shame in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So I thought they just had that agreement with Qualcomm. So that's not happening this year?
No, it's the X65 is what they're going to use, I believe, but the actual modem, they're not going to use the modem part of it.
So, but it is going to be a Qualcomm-based chip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they have to oblige with the deal that they agreed to. Otherwise, it'll just be a lawsuit. Won't know again.
They'll end up to another lawsuit.
Right. So it's A65 Snapdragon with whatever the heck modem.
What is Apple's Bionic? What are they doing now? What's it?
A14? Yeah.
It'll be the 14.
It's the A14, and then whatever their modem is.
Speaking of that ARM-based chip that they're using, I reported they're switching MacBooks now to ARM-based. So that means they're going to start using their A-series chips. And I've been a supporter of that. I think, in my opinion, Apple makes some good ARM-based chipsets. The performance speaks for themselves.
Kind of like what Microsoft's doing with the Surface X.
Mm-hmm.
So with Apple does that mean they're effectively killing off the Mac OS ecosystem? Because recently, with their Catalina update, they effectively made every app require AMD 64 architecture, which you cannot do in a RISC-based processor.
I'm gonna say 50-50 because I think what they're trying to do is do that transition because they want this thing to be done by 2021. They want to start developing their apps to start supporting ARM-based, like you said. So
Like the iPad.
Like the iPad, exactly. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to do it, but
They're done here.
yeah.
Hey guys, maybe this is controversial, but I'm gonna say it, man. The best device ever made by Apple was the iPad.
Agreed.
It's the best-selling device for sure.
No, it's just the best, least
Agreed.
problematic, most effective. Like nobody makes anything as good in
Hold
that
up,
type
hold
of
up.
product. as
I
the
will
iPad.
agree with that for the tablet market.
Agreed.
Like there's nothing else in the tablet market or in terms of anything Apple makes, bro. MacBooks are a nightmare.
Dude,
Seriously,
that G3,
they are a nightmare.
That G3 iMac, amazing.
Ooh.
When was that manufactured?
2000. That's a 2004.
Okay, you get what I'm saying? All right, but
I don't care. It still plays games like nothing, and it has OS 9 on there too.
I'm sick of fixing iPhones. I'm sick of watching iPhones brick. I'm sick of the Apple Loop, the logo. I'm sick of MacBooks overheating. I'm sick of all of that stuff.
What
And-
MacBook overheating? You've had MacBooks overheat, really? I've never had.
Yeah,
none
all
of
the
mine.
time they thermal throttle.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They thermal throttle.
What is it?
Carlos, I don't fix
2016 and newer.
Yep.
The only thing I fix more than iPhones is MacBooks. Seriously.
The only laptops I fix, it seems like, are MacBooks.
I've never had that.
I will
never
say
had that
this.
issue.
I will say this. My uncle, I love my uncle. He has the 2010 MacBook Pro. It's 2020, 10 years later. He hasn't sent that unit in for any repairs. The only thing he ever did was a battery replacement, and that was it. And it's still rocking. I think it stopped software support, but
Hey, the old ones are solid. The new ones are the
Bro.
ones I'm repairing all the
I still
time.
have-
I have
I still have
exactly.
my 2009 one, bro.
I
just
believe
need a
that.
damn
No,
charging- I still
believe
need a
that,
charging
Carlos.
port because
Sure.
the
Oh,
charging
yeah.
port, it was a RCA cable style. Like when you stick it in, it's like RCA cable style.
You
The
need that
damn-
replaced, Carlos?
bro. I'll have to see if I still
Canner
have it.
raviolis.
If we get the parts, next time I come out, I'll bring my screwdrivers.
I still have a 2012 MacBook with a CD drive in it.
No
It still
way.
runs flawless. The one thing
Yeah.
I've had to replace on it's the hard drive to SSD.
I have the 2017 MacBook Pro, and thankfully, by God, I haven't seen any issues so far.
I think
But,
the Pro devices are
You'll probably
okay.
say it too.
I think the problems are in the Airs, in the more entry level devices. They just
Well,
don't give them what they need to last.
Apple puts design over performance, and you
but
can
they're
see.
not designed well.
But that's what I'm saying. There's two flaws on every side. They worry about trying to make something the thinnest. They compromise on, the cooling system. Apple, that's what they're known for, compromising, but in the worst
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like the new Pros, even like the new 16-inch model. If you open it up and look at the thermal coating on that i9
That's the
processor,
same one I got. That's the same one I got, dude.
it's
The
nowhere
iBook?
near enough.
That's
Oh,
the
that's one of
Pro,
the
right?
originals. That's OG.
Yeah.
My uncle's got the black one. I think he's
Yeah.
got the black one.
The one where you slide the CD in through the side, right? It slides in instead of a drive popping out. You slide it in.
Nope, this is a pop. Wait, no, this is a pop out. The only thing this needs is
No, I
for
have
me
the one.
to...
I have the one that has the slot open on the side where the disc slides in.
So I got this because one of the power vias was broken. I went over it with rubbing alcohol and it turns on no problem. Just needs a new hard drive. However, it's IDE.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yasmin's
Yeah,
Yasmin's iPad is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
iPads, listen,
Yeah.
iPads, you know what they did right, though, with the iPad? The thing was that they hit it at the right time. It was 2009 when the iPad came out, am I correct? There was
thereabouts.
around that time. There was nothing on the market at that time that separated the iPhone and the Mac that was like a 2-in-1, where you had something like a laptop, but it was flat enough you could carry and take with you, and it hit the market perfectly. I remember that thing was selling out like crazy.
I remember grandmas going around with the iPads recording
Yeah,
stuff. Bro. Like,
everybody, like literally, this little piece of hunk of glass. This is the 17 one. This budget device still holds up after 3 years and does the job well.
Would you pay like $400 when it was new?
No, $329.
$329
with tax, about $360.
Wow, bro, you got plenty of value out of that thing. You've been using it for 3 years already. It's running flawless. You know,
that's where I think Apple shines the best. Because I was going to switch to the Samsung Tab S6 because I bought the Note 10 Plus. I got the watch. I was like, let me get into the ecosystem.
Nice,
but I couldn't do it because I was just like, okay, you're using a Snapdragon chip. They use the 855. I was like, okay, you're using mobile performance, but then you look at really what they're doing. I was like, okay, you do get some value, but when it comes to performance, I think the iPad Pro was just a better buy for me anyway. As a student, and a
were they in the same
everything.
price range? The iPad Pro and the Tab 6?
No, iPad's more expensive.
Yeah, iPad. It's $649 for the Tab and $799 for the iPad Pro. But I got it on a student discount and on sale at Best Buy, so I ended up paying $600.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
My only issue with the newer iPads, the Pro Series, is they still haven't done anything to restructure the aluminum framing. They still bend super easy.
Yes, you're 100% right. And you know,
they got to baby it.
The excuse that they made was that this guy, I don't know who was in charge. I think, Sam, you and I, we had a discussion when Johnny Ives left. This guy took over the engineering. His excuse was that it was a wear and tear, that this is actually user's fault. Again, going back to what you said.
How? When you can put it in your backpack and it bends.
They claim that it's supposed to be natural, that it's supposed to bend.
Bro, like mine, I carried it in my Louis backpack, bro, and I got 2 laptops and the
you had to flex on us, bro. You had to throw that in there, bro. The Louis backpack.
Bro.
You really had to do that, bro.
Well, yeah, bro, I got the Louis backpack. That's for real.
That's some bull right there, bro.
Bro,
I'm going back to my ravioli, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, I use K-Swiss. K-Swiss backpacks, man. Those are the best.
Jan Sport, my dude.
Sport.
But one thing I will say,
K-Swiss.
sorry to cut you off, but the one thing I will say about the iPad that they did admit one thing. I don't know if anybody ever caught this, but they just refreshed it. They added trackpad support. I think that's kind of their way.
Thanks, Carlos. Thank you.
I could buy 2 of those. It doesn't phase me.
Hey, I'll put that up against my Wilson's leather bag.
Let's do it.
bro.
But as I was saying, they admitted defeat when Microsoft introduced Tab. Like, you know, they had the trackpad support. They already had that in place like a couple of years ago. So I think this was like Apple kind of admitting defeat, that if they want to make it a laptop replacement, you're going to need trackpad support. They tried for years saying this was your best stylus.
Hey, Pete, are you down? How about shawarma? Would you take a Juicy Lucy shawarma?
Yeah. I go for good food.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Sam, guys, I have a question for everybody. I have a question, and I want to
No,
start.
and by the way, open mic. Let's just write it out, bro. Go ahead.
All right. I have a question for everybody. I'm going to start with Caleb. I've been seeing you there rocking the pink shades, so I know you got the T-Mobile agenda somewhere, so I got to start with you somewhere. So, Apple is going to... Well, this is not a engineering question. This is just a regular question. Next year or whenever, Apple's removing the charging port. It's pretty much going to happen. They're going to remove the charging port. They're not going USB-C.
Is this so they could not do USB-C?
Yes,
Because
they don't want to do USB-C. They would rather drop the port than go USB-C. So my question to everybody here, and even in the live chat, if Apple does this, do you think that the entire smartphone manufacturing as a whole, the entire smartphone manufacturing, every company is going to follow that trend? I say yes. I want to hear what you guys got to say.
Aren't they just going strictly like wireless charging? Is that?
They want to go wireless. They're working on AirPower 2. So they finally resurrected the project. The goal that they're hoping by the end of it is to get that portless iPhone and get that wireless crap.
Right. Yeah, I read about that, the wireless charging, how they want to go with that. Me personally, I wouldn't want to carry around a wireless charger everywhere with me. But that's just me. Because I can't, especially like in the car. I mean, what am I going to do? Like, make my girlfriend hold it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you stop and bam, your screen's broken.
right? Yeah. I mean, I personally don't see the Android OEMs going that way. This is my personal opinion. I think the idea is cool. I mean, even when Samsung came out with reverse wireless charging, I think that's a great innovative idea that I had like 10 years ago, and Samsung stole from me. But
Everybody had it.
I know, right? Yeah, but I just don't see the Android OEMs going that way. But I applaud Apple to be innovative like they always are.
Innovative.
I just wish that they would. It seems to me that they're putting most of their innovation in the earbuds and wireless charging and other products, and not actually in the phones per se.
Agreed.
That's my personal opinion.
So, if they went USB-C, you could have another use for your $130 dongle you get for your laptop.
Right.
All right. So here's what we're hearing. We're hearing innovation is in everything except the phone. Therefore, they're de-emphasizing the phone, right? And the second problem, and then this is just me, the repair guy coming out of me. You walk in an Apple store, you have a problem with your phone. The first thing they do, what do?
Plug it in.
Throw it behind them and give you a new one.
No, they don't do that. That must be the old Apple. All right,
They throw it behind them and then they give you a refurbished one.
They connect it to a cable. They try to restore the software. It all goes through the cable. So if you're going to change the way that you troubleshoot, diagnose issues like that, you now have created a new problem by trying to avoid going USB-C. So,
right.
First of all, screw Apple. First of all, okay. So, second of all, that's a horrible idea, but it's very likely something that they could do.
I mean, what are you going to do when the phone's charging filament obviously fails on the back? Get a new one?
I know. Like Apple's actually coming out with a new thing. It's called Apple iPhone Ravioli. Doesn't everybody know? I mean,
ravioli, baby.
You lay it on the ravioli.
That's the latest technology. Doesn't everybody
lay it
know?
on the ravioli, bro.
Exactly. It charges itself.
I want to hear Carlos and Tim, and then I'll say what I gotta say.
Want to get rid of the port, bro? I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's cool, bro, but I think it's gonna create more of a mess than a solution. And if this is a way to cheap out, because like, don't get me wrong, bro, I love my Apple products because they run smooth and everything. But it's the fact, bro, that now you're making it harder, not just for the average consumer, but you're making it harder for the repair guys. Because how are they going to diagnose this phone? You can't. What happens if the phone don't boot up? Screen's broken.
Their job is to make it hard for us repair guys.
No, but I'm talking about even the genius part themselves. You got to think about this, bro. What happened if the screen? Okay, let's say your screen shattered, your OLED or LCD or whatever busted. Boom. How are you going to be able to see the diagnosis on this phone or to be able to link it? How are you going to be able to recover it?
Right.
And Tim?
This is something I could see Apple doing, something I hope they don't do.
This is what they do.
The one thing I will say positive about Apple, and I do agree with Carlos, their operating system as a mobile OS is very, very solid. I can't ding them on that. But the biggest problem, the reason I dislike Apple as much as I do, is the way they treat their customers.
Thank you. Yep.
They treat their customers like true crap, and people just keep buying it. And something I'll never understand. I had a customer when the iPhone XS and XS Max and XR first came out. He had a high down payment. He couldn't afford the phone, so he went out and sold his car just so he could get an iPhone.
Oh, bro.
No.
What?
That's the kind of stuff I see at least a couple of a year, and I'm like,
bro,
you have to have that iPhone that bad.
He ate ravioli all year because of that, bro.
He couldn't afford ravioli. That's ramen noodles at that point.
I mean,
and
they're coming out with ravioli
Soup
bars.
Kitchen. That's soup.
Those 33 cents macaroni packets, bro.
Ooh, that Vienna sausage style even.
Oh, dog.
Mainly sawdust.
All right.
Wow, dude.
But
So you-
it just blows my mind the customer base that Apple has, and they're diehards no matter what happens with that phone. If they do remove the charging port, they're going to complain, but they're still going to buy it.
Oh yeah, you're right. So this is what I've got to say, and I urge you guys, if you want to intervene, you can. If you disagree or agree, let me just give a couple of fact checks before I say why I disagree with it. So first off, Apple tried to remove the port on the iPhone 10. That was what they wanted to do. It was confirmed, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it because AirPower wasn't out, and also they just needed more time. That's number one. But now here's why.
Time.
And then they canned the project. But here's why I disagree. So first, starting off, their wireless charging speeds are terrible.
Yeah.
7.5 watts.
Is that the best they could do?
That's the best, and that's software limitation. That's them trying to throttle it with software.
Well, that's because of heating.
Yeah, they had so much heat issues.
Yeah.
But that's one.
I mean, these phones, their batteries catch fire while you're using them. They don't want it happening while you're charging them.
Oh, it's not like they would love for you to come into the Apple Store with some more money that they could definitely take right out of your
Right.
pocket.
Yeah.
But number two, wireless charging is still not adopted by the mass consumer. Most people are still fine with just plugging in and using everything with that charging port.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you guys. I just purchased these ANC headphones that use USB-C. I'm loving them because noise cancel is awesome, but that's another story. But most people use audio because they don't want to go Bluetooth. Some people are like that. You know, you got Sam over there, but that's another story.
Hey.
Next thing. I'm just messing. I love you, brother.
I go Bluetooth because I can leave my phone at the desk and walk around and play with a server.
Mike, another one. How's this Apple CarPlay going to end up working with a lot of these cars that still depend on the cable for Apple CarPlay to work?
That was my next reason. CarPlay. Thank you for saying it. Hey, I appreciate that. And they want to do wireless Bluetooth because most cars are coming with Qi pads in the car. But even then, most cars don't support that unless you buy the premium top tier model car.
Sure.
So again, wireless charging rollout.
Mike, I tried like with the Samsungs, all the Samsungs and the LGs are known for this. When you hook it up to your car, through Android Auto, it doesn't. You can either choose to use the cable or you can choose it to do it through Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Both modules, it'll use both.
You're right,
bro.
You're absolutely right.
And it's crappy. It's crappy compared to the cable. The cable's way better. It responds a lot faster. The audio's smoother. Everything's a lot better.
My car requires the cable. It won't do it over Bluetooth.
No, they won't.
My car stereo, bro. It does it. You can do it either way, bro. The one that I have in my car.
No, yeah, and that's they got to figure that routine. They got it. But the next thing is really where I'm starting to make my point. Value base. Wireless charging pads on average cost from $20, the really bad ones, to up to $100, depending on if you get like a dual one. If Apple really wants to sell you into if Apple really wants to sell you into a wireless charging future, they're gonna have to include in the box a wireless charging mat. The slowest speed you could go is 5 watts. You're not going to give them air power speed.
Right.
Then you would need to include the cable and the charging brick in that box as well.
Yes,
so
sir.
And that'll be an extra $100.
So the point is, you're giving away more.
Is already that price.
Why are you doing it if you have to include the cable already for that charging pad anyways? Yep, I see what you're saying.
Mike's right. The only way you're gonna get people all in on this is if all of this stuff comes with the phone. It's the same thing that we saw when they put headphones in there, right?
Yeah, I agree.
When they give you a dongle in there, and when they gave you the, that it had to be there. Mike, you're totally right.
They didn't even give a dongle for these new iPhones, but because they want you to buy more. But the last reason why I think it's a big mistake is that, like I said at the beginning, I think everybody's going to adopt this. When Apple removed the headphone jack, they did it to sell their AirPods. I don't care what anyone says. They could have ergonomically,
Beatz.
They could have did for Beats AirPods. Samsung removed the jack, Galaxy Buds came out. Google released the headphone jack. They put the Pixel Buds. Huawei, of all companies, is working on taking the headphone jack off. I think they've already started and are pushing Huawei Buds that are basically just AirPods. Don't even mention, let's not even mention those companies. They are so unoriginal with designs. But the point is, if they remove the charging port, it's going to give them more reason to sell wireless charging pads. It's going to give them more reason. But consumers are not going to adopt that easily. More people are just fine with plugging in, and that's it. Like, are you really? And
as long as they don't have to figure out which side is which.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
If it's the Lightning port, if it's the USB-C, people are usually good with that.
I hate those 3-sided USB-A cables. Let me tell you.
Nice, yeah.
And I will say this: as dumb as Apple was to do that, because they will. If they're going to consider removing the charging port, I would rather them keep Lightning at that point. Because at least with Lightning, while it's an outdated proprietorship port, it at least does the job well for the ecosystem and it's direct connection. But as crappy a job as it is, I'd rather that than remove the port all as well. Because when you go to the Apple Store, what are you going to put your phone on to sync your data? A wireless charging pad that sends data? It's not Dex.
That's how I saw the first thing I thought about was every freaking moment of anxiety I've ever felt at an Apple store was them taking my wife's phone, connecting it to some diagnostic software, and then telling me things. Right. Yeah. And saying, well, we might be able to do this and we don't know. Come back in 3 days.
This is where I stand.
Doesn't take you 3 days to open a phone.
Who said 3 days?
Apple Store, bro. That's
kind of routine for an Apple store.
They just want the money from Apple.
I could fix this thing with Apple genuine parts if they would let me buy them in, I don't know, an hour. That includes, getting up and drinking.
And they don't even include ravioli in that. But anyway.
They don't even include the burr.
Final thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to end it there. There's so much problems without any solutions that Apple needs to work on if they really want to throw this port out. And if OEM manufacturers are going to start doing that, what Apple did, I'm going to say right now, and you can hold me to this word, that's going to be the day the industry died. Because it was bad enough the headphone jack went, but all the progress you made with USB-C, transfer speeds, everything, you worked so hard to perfect this port, you're just going to drop it like that?
The USB-C port is perfect, bro.
It's perfect.
It is. I'm telling you, it is the best cable solution I've ever used. I've been using handheld and mobile devices for 3 decades, basically.
One single
cable that will charge Chromebooks, Android devices, tablets, and I'm talking performance grade because the file transfer rates are fast too. You get what I'm saying?
Especially the fast charging too.
Bro, they got 45-watt charging through USB.
65 watt even, 80 watts. It doesn't matter. It goes up.
Dude, 8K HDR plus through USB-C.
Right there.
Bro,
and let's not even take it. Go ahead.
If they think about it, if they do it with their iPad, why the hell can't they do it with their damn iPhone?
Wait, what? What happened?
Because the iPads have
USB-C.
Yeah, the iPads have been USB-C since the Pro released.
USB-C.
Oh.
Wait, so Apple does know how to do something right?
They have USB-C.
Why don't they want to do it right with everything?
Because they won't make money off the USB-C port if they put it on the iPhone.
Wait, so why'd they put it on the iPad?
Because
the
iPad
blows my mind. So like the MacBook Pro.
Because that's a $700, $800. That's a professional device. They have to make a claim. And also because more people buy iPhones than iPads on general. If you look at their sales.
All right, okay.
That part is true. But think, Apple was the first to adopt a USB Type-C on their MacBooks. They did it on their tablets. Why wouldn't they do it on the phone? Everything would interconnect beautifully.
I'm completely lost
is what
right
makes
now.
them money.
Wait a minute.
That's where their money comes from. Royalties. Oh, go ahead.
An iPad has USB-C charging.
Just the Pro. The Pro.
Well, it's had since what, 2017 or 2018?
2018 are coming out. All this year's iPads, even the 8 Gen that's coming out, they're all going to be USB-C.
So they know what it means to make something pro grade. They know how to make something right, but they don't want to give it to people. Bro, a smartphone is the only device that everybody has on them all the time. Why wouldn't that have the USB-C? Why would the iPad Pro?
It's got raviolis all over it.
USB-C.
Nah, it's got the beef ramen. It's got the beef ramen flavor.
No, bro, it's
a sour pork.
Ramen flavor.
I will say this.
It's true.
I will say this. If Apple did go USB-C, if they actually put USB-C on the iPhone, I will literally shave all my hair off and donate it to charity or some hair wig making place. I will do it if Apple goes to USB-C on the iPhone.
We can use it as a mask.
I have never gone out of my way to purchase an iPhone for myself. But if they do a USB-C iPhone, I will buy one.
I'll switch back happily if they did that.
I will.
Yeah,
Has to
that
have
would
a
be-
Qualcomm
that would be
chip, though,
nice.
right, Sneed?
It's got to have a Qualcomm chip, homie.
Yeah, that'd be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, if it, all right. So those are my two requirements. Apple, you will get my money if you give me USB-C and a Qualcomm chipset.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's where
that's insane. Wait, so the MacBooks also? Pro?
MacBook Pro Air.
Macs were the first to get Type C.
Yeah, the Macs were the first ones.
What's going on, bro? So they
My
know they're
Macs
doing
have them.
charging technology, but they're choosing not to in their most important device.
Well, you would be right because the Parliament, the EU, they had a vote. They're trying to force USB-C on the devices. Apple doesn't want to put it on the iPhone because they're claiming, now this is their argument, but we all know it's bullshit. I'm sorry, but we all know it's bullcrap. They are saying that it will create so much waste since millions of products ship out with Lightning port, and also they believe that Lightning is more sufficient for their ecosystem.
But with the way Lightning cables break, it's already there anyway.
Exactly. They make more
Yeah.
money off that
Yeah.
port than any of us will ever
Hey,
make.
that
only thing they
$85 lightning cable you have to buy to keep from bricking your phone. That's where
Bro.
the money's at.
The Lightning cable that came in with the 11 Pro and Pro Max, the USB-C to Lightning port, it's actually thicker, a lot thicker. That's
It is
what they
good.
should have done.
Carlos,
Yeah, I
that
did
one's
notice
actually
that.
good. That one's good. The one you're
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
the Type-C to Lightning cable, that one's
That's
good.
a good one. That's a good one.
Wait, Type C to lightning cable?
They
Yeah,
had
that's
to-
what
they
comes
had
with
to-
the Pro and Pro Max.
They had to make a mandate
11.
somehow.
What the?
Just in case anybody is looking for a faster charging solution and you have an iPhone and it's, I think it would be the 10 and newer,
Mm-hmm.
get yourself the 29 watt brick from
Mhm.
eBay or Amazon and get yourself a USB-C to Lightning port cable. And make sure that it's supported for that 29 watt charger. You will be able to charge the max version of these iPhones. You'll do like 50% charge in like 29 minutes.
And Pete, you
Technically,
bro, I-
doesn't the XS Max and the new Pro Max accept up to 60?
Yeah, but I
yeah.
can't speak to it because
I
I've
put-
tried
I
them and they
put-
did the same thing.
I use
Okay.
my MacBook, my MacBook Pro brick,
Ooh,
the
that's-
85 watt. I use that on my iPhone with the USB-C.
I
to
remember,
Lightning.
yeah.
Yeah,
Carlos
Yeah,
is
but
right.
it'll only
He's right.
take a certain amount of power. It won't
It'll
take
take
all
30
80
watts max.
Yeah.
Then
Bro, my phone-
negotiate.
But the
I
cool
can't-
thing
my-
was, go ahead. Sorry.
With this phone, I can have it at 2%, my Pro Max, and from 2% to full in about like 39-40 minutes.
Holy crap.
No, he's
with that
right.
brick.
So it's
He's
about the
right.
same speed as a OnePlus.
I mean, that's a ravioli charge, right? I mean, right?
Yeah, it'll charge up
Ravioli,
Beats
baby.
ravioli
I'm
charges
about to
the
go get
roof.
me some raviolis.
I feel like I need some ravioli
Bro,
now. Come on, Chef
I'm-
Pete, give me some raviolis.
I'm trying to watch my sodium
Yeah,
over
come
here. You
out.
guys-
But all right,
Wow.
so last
Wow.
question.
Give me
I
a
don't
week
know.
warning. I'll get the materials.
Last question I have for everybody, and then you guys can do what you want. What do you think is going to be the smartphone of 2020, considering everything going on?
You mean like after
Huawei Mate
after the
6.
Galaxy?
After the Galaxy, when they released the Note, then the Apple, and
Uh-huh.
whatever, what do you think is going to be the smartphone of 2020 in your prediction?
Huawei
Edge
Mate
Plus.
6.
Huawei.
Wow.
Who's gonna buy that?
Yeah, nobody is. They can't even
All right,
get the
but
word.
can we-
China.
Can we at least all
pronounced
understand like it's
China.
not pronounced Hawaii? I hear people calling them Hawaii's. All right, it is not Hawaii's.
It's Huawei.
Huawei.
Huawei. Who said Hawaii? Who says that?
Bro, I swear people call them Hawaii's.
There's one person.
No. Everybody does, bro. A lot of people call them Hawaii.
Ravioli. Da-da-da-da.
No, bro. If you go in, so back just up until like last year, you could go into a Cricket store, a Metro store, and they would sell Huawei's, the entry level ones, the cheap ones, and people would never have seen them before. They would call them Hawaii's.
Bro, that P40, man. I'm still thinking about that.
It ain't
phone,
gonna be
bro.
phone of the
It
year.
really
though.
is a nice
I
phone.
know,
It
bro.
ain't gonna be phone of the year though.
Nah, it's not going to be phone of the year.
Oh, because in
Oh,
America,
yeah.
Bootleg phone of the year.
We were
Thanks.
so close to get the P30, bro, for AT&T. We're so close. 7 carrier ag, bro. The first phone was 7 carrier ag.
I'm still trying to see if there's a way I can flash the modem on the Mate 40 for U.S. carriers.
Bro, Pete and I tried the phone at CES. It was amazing.
It was an experience all its own.
What's going to be the phone of the year, huh?
Oh God.
It's not going to be
It's
not going to be the TCL 6 with
I don't think it's
6 gigahertz
I don't-
5G.
It won't be the Pixel 5. I don't think it'll be.
I think it's going to be the
Maybe.
OnePlus 8 Pro, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between the Note 11 and the 8 Pro.
Honestly, this is kind of hard, man. But I would say one of the top contenders, because it'll be for affordability and still flagship specs, besides OnePlus, I can see the Motorola Edge Plus being on that list.
Yes, we have a
iPhone
fan.
9 wireless only edition.
Okay,
Hey,
you guys have
Plus,
lost
it's coming
your
with the
minds.
stylus. It's coming with the stylus too.
You
And
guys
It's going to
regular.
be affordable, guys.
What
That's the
the
problem.
heck?
That's the thing.
you guys listen to yourselves.
Sam, this is where I come in. Common sense.
Flagship specs. It's gonna be tri-band 5G. Bro, what more can you ask for under? I think they said it's gonna be $699. Bro,
Which
you
phone
can't
was
ask.
A99.
So Sam, am I
No,
still
they
not
were,
bad, huh?
no, they were talking about. I read
Bro.
another rumor yesterday, bro. $699, bro.
Bro, they want to give phone of the year to a phone that's never been made before from a company that hasn't had a good selling phone in probably 10 years.
But that's the thing though. It could, if it's affordable, it's a flagship device, and it's a tri-band 5G phone. Why wouldn't it be, bro?
And
A lot
it's,
of
it's
people
coming with the
would think
stylus too. It's going to come with the
Yeah.
stylus.
It's gonna come with a lot of package. It's gonna be a bang for your buck, bro.
It's almost like a Note kind of thing, except like the prices are going to be less, right?
So-
Yeah.
So why
Great.
why wouldn't you say that the Note is going to be the phone of the year when you know what the Note is going to do?
Because it's cheaper.
Because you're talking about 14. The new Note, they're rumoring being between $1399 to $1699.
Yeah, at least
Wait a minute.
it's
So,
cheaper.
okay, so
That
hold on a
part's
second.
true.
So hold on. Price is a qualifier now. You get knocked down if your phone's expensive.
Well, it's not a. It's because a lot more people are gonna experience that phone, bro. You know, and they're gonna see that. Hey, you know what? For a cheaper price point, yeah, I can get this same flagship specs.
When did a
Then
Motorola ever outsell a Note phone?
You never know, bro. Just like this LG V60, bro, is
so-
a hot item right now. We don't know, when it's fully released.
What about
Okay,
the
we
Z
don't know how
Flip?
it's gonna do.
What about the Z
So
Flip?
this is going to be the year where Motorola sells more Edges than the Note series, and it's going to be a year where their phone is better than the Note.
I mean,
This
I
is
don't
going to
think
be
it's
the
gonna
year where all
better,
those
but
things
it'll
are going to
be-
happen.
I mean, I could say it's
Phone of the year.
comparable.
Phone of the year.
It's a pretty
I
sweet
could say-
phone, man. I don't know.
I could say
I'm
it
gonna
could
buy
be a
it.
top. I could say it could be in the. That's why I said it could be in the contenders, bro. I didn't say it was going to be like the top one, but it can be in the contender category of it.
It's going to come with a stylus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like fancy with like button and integration
it's
into the software?
Yeah, it's got curved edges and has a waterfall display at 90
I hate
hertz.
that.
Bro,
I hate
and
that.
it's coming. And
Why?
it's coming with the same.
I hate it about the Galaxies, bro.
Oh,
And it's coming with the same Airphone buds that came in the Razor, bro.
yep.
Well, that was a rainbow doozy, but
And those headphone buds,
But,
we're not cheap, bro.
I want to hear what Sam's got to say. I got two phones in mind, but Sam, go ahead.
Carlos, you always buy BMWs. Why?
Bro, it's just I just love the performance, bro.
It's like why
like
I only buy Toyotas.
I don't know. I'm just looking at it from a standpoint. You're saying that your top candidate for phone of the year is going to be a phone that's never been made before. Is going to be brand new to the market. You don't even like Teslas, bro. You would never say that Tesla could be the car of the year.
And hold on. In his defense, look what happened to the OnePlus phone when OnePlus phone was first released. It came out of nowhere and got great acclaim. So I think Motorola can.
Yeah,
is
but they had
capable
been
of doing
making Oppos were being made in China for years, and so were the OnePlus. They were selling in India already.
that. True. I'm
will-
excluding
Oppo-
those markets though.
Oppo is a Chinese phone.
Oppo,
I know, yeah.
Oppo is like okay, Lexus is OnePlus. Toyota is
Yep.
Oppo. It's basically the cheaper
Yep.
version of
No,
OnePlus.
that's the other way around. Oppo's
Oh.
the big homie.
Oppo.
I will say this: Motorola's been around for a long, long time. A lot of people know about that brand, and if we're right on the price point, it comes in at like $899 or lower. It has
Yeah,
a
that's the
really
price
good
point.
chance because the average day consumer does not want to pay $1,000 for a phone. They
My
just
one-
don't.
900 or
1G.
1,000 though. I mean, it's
My
not enough.
1G cell phone on my bell was Motorola. Got no battery life, caused sterility, and gave you brain cancer.
I mean, Motorola made the first cell phone.
Even
Yeah,
the
but
first cell phone, the
that's
first
not
base
this
station.
Motorola. This is Lenovo.
True.
The
That
Motorola you
part
guys
is
are talking
true.
about is gone. Their patents are left behind. Google took those.
Hmm.
All right,
Moto
phone of the year.
mobility.
The phone of the year is it's going to be the V60.
Oh.
The phone of the year is gonna be the V60.
No.
You might be eating those
telling
words
ya.
in 6 months.
Make you eat those
I can-
words, man. No.
I could
Hell no.
honestly see that. That's being honest. I could
It's
honestly
gonna
see
be
that.
it's gonna be the phone of the year because everybody wants foldable displays, but this phone will give you legitimate functionality and a dual screen.
I'm
And
you
telling
can
you,
remove
the
it.
phone
And you
is-
can remove it from it and use it as a regular phone if you need be.
it has
It's
it
too
has
much work.
it has pro level camera performance, pro level audio, pro level display technology, a dual display setup. It's got all of the cellular radios that you need for the next generation of networks. It's got a headphone jack. It's going to have expandable storage. It's going to have enough storage on board already. It's going to have it all. I'm getting one.
Let me know, bro.
Speed. I'm telling you, it's going to be the iPhone 9 charging pad only edition.
I would say I'd get the OnePlus Pro, the 8 Pro. That's the only other one. I think those are the two, bro. I'm staying away from iPhones because I just don't get it. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from the Galaxies because if they put a 5,000
camera like me.
if they put a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in the Note, then it's got hope because the only issue I have with my Note 10 Plus is the battery life. That's it. That is the only problem I have. It's like 4,300 milliamp hour or something, 4,000. I don't know. It's not enough.
45. I think it's 45.
I'm very surprised because
45.
it doesn't feel like it's 45.
Bro,
Well, that one UI that they put over top of stock Android uses so much RAM and battery life. It runs smooth. It looks good. It has functionality, but it is a resource hog.
It kills it. Yeah.
It does.
That's the whole reason why I stick with the Pixel. Yeah, it's
Yeah, but the
basic,
Pixel,
but
Yeah.
it just works.
but the Pixel can't do what I need it to make my life easier when I'm making and producing and editing video. Like
That is
that-
true.
Motorola can-
You know, like
stock Android
I
does lack
love-
some of those things.
That's what I want, though. But that's God, bro. If you give me a Google Play Edition Note, it's the ultimate, bro. It's the ultimate phone.
That's phone candy right there.
look at this S20 Ultra that I'm using right now, bro. We started this stream. I had 100% battery. I'm at 50% right now, bro.
Whew,
And
I bet that phone's hot.
With my iPhone, I would have only lost like 15% in 2 hours.
Apple's
The battery
battery
on that
management
phone.
is on another level from most.
I want a V60, Carlos. You know what to get me for my birthday. My birthday's December 7th, bro. Make it happen.
Bro,
Retroactive.
Bro, I already told you, bro. Tomorrow I'll make the call. We'll do that thing, and you can just go to
That
AT&T, go pick one up.
That thing.
And just go pick one up, bro. Just do the thing and pick it up. They give you 14 days to do the trade-in, and I'll say, oh yeah, there's no trade-in on that one, actually. Yeah, so you're good.
Which
So-
carrier you're doing it through?
AT&T, there's no trade-in required. All he has to do is
Yeah, they
change
just
the phone.
upgrade a line, I think.
No, It's supposed to be for new line, but I already found the loophole. The lady on customer care told me, so all you got to do is just have the phone number changed, so it's considered as a new line.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
So,
Mikey, what's up, man?
I didn't get to say my smartphone of the year.
That's what I was gonna say. Go ahead, man.
All right, so I actually got two phones in my mind, but I'm going to start with the one that I personally would like to see to be smartphone of the year, but it's not going to be. This is what I would like to see, but it's not going to be. I would like to see, well, no drum roll. We don't need that. I would like the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II, but I know it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
A
It won't.
Sony phone?
I heard some good things about the Sony phones, though. They're pretty legit.
The biggest issue with the Sony phones, not one carrier sells them.
Right, that's also
Verizon
true.
Hey.
back in the day.
It's a niche market for Sony.
The Xperia 1 Mark II. Go ahead.
I loved remote play on my PS4 using the Xperia.
Yeah, that was a killer feature, my friends. But the new one is going to basically be an upgraded model of the older one that they have, the Xperia 1. It's going to have longer software support, so that means 3 years and maybe 4, depending on software updates. It's going to have real professional cameras from their camera department. So this is like a collaboration unit of everything they have, from music, television, cameras. So it's like all of their departments.
Failing components.
No, actually good components.
No. Like, if you look at Sony, every division but gaming is losing money.
Yeah.
That's why they're going
That's
into this
true.
place. It's true. The gaming division, the PlayStation, I love me some PlayStation.
Yeah, they kill it.
But that's
I
what
haven't got to the PlayStation game since I got my Switch, and I'm loving my Switch.
Yeah, that's
I've played more PS4 in this quarantine I probably have in the last 6 years.
I heard those Sony phones have Masa Sun technology in it. Is that true?
It's going to have. Wait, what?
That's a joke. It's a joke. It's a soft fake joke.
Yeah, you hit him with the Wii work right there.
Oh, my friend.
But that would be what I wish. There are a lot
Came
of
out of left field with that, man. Nice.
but you know what? I don't think it's going to be. I'm
I
about to
can't fist bump him.
This is the real phone that I
Social
think is going to
distancing.
be the phone of 2020. I'm about to turn Stephen A. Smith now.
No.
The Google Pixel 4a. That is
No.
the
No, it won't be.
the device.
Nope.
Okay, I'm just playing.
Thank you. Please come again.
I'm just playing. That's not the device. That's not
That's not nice, my friend. Thank you. Come again.
I'm just
Are
kidding.
we getting demonetized now?
Yeah, we're getting demonetized. It's over.
Oh, Carlos. The real device I'm going to say is going to be the Note 20. I'm going to say it, Note 20. I think that will be the device of the year. The Note phone, even though I think the OnePlus 8 Pro has a good chance of actually like competing, the Note phone is pretty much the Swiss Army knife of Androids. It can do things, although Samsung kind of messed that up with DeX support now on the Galaxy phones, but at some point they are the Swiss Army knife of smartphones. They have pretty much everything that you would need. Stylus, you got the performance, you have the screen. I mean, you could probably go cameras, exactly. So I'm going to say the Note 20 Plus. I don't know if they're going to go with an Ultra version, but I think the Note 20 and the Note 20 Plus Ultra are going to be the smartphone of the year. I think
There's going to be an Ultra version, bro. It's going to be S20. They're going to have the small one. They're going to have the Plus and the Ultra. I've already been
Wait, they're going to do 3 sizes of notes?
the Note 20,
look at the
Note 20
pattern.
Plus, and the Note 20 Ultra. Just like they did.
Look at the patterns.
Yeah, that's
So
what's
if
going
that
to be
is
fun of the year.
true,
And now you know
Just-
why Galaxy phones have no value.
Yeah.
if they do release 3 models, that'll be the first time they ever did that. But if
Keep
they
your
release an
eyes.
Ultra version of a Note, what is that thing going to cost? $1,800 starting?
At least.
They tested it last year with the Note 10, Note 10 Plus, and then Note 10 Plus 5G. They basically
And
had 3
most people
lines.
bought the Note 10 Plus.
I was wondering about the Note 10 Plus.
How big is that Note 10 Ultra going to be? As big as the windshield, or I mean,
7 inch.
Probably as
It's
big
gonna be a
as
7 inch. It's gonna
About a
be a 7
meter
inch.
and a half.
Are you gonna be walking around with a 23-inch monitor with a digital
how am I
keyboard?
supposed to drive with that thing?
Wait,
No,
wait.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
gonna be as big as Pete's ravioli bowl. You gotta get as big as Pete's ravioli.
Yes.
Raviolis, bro.
But I will say this: keep your eye on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Keep your eye on that phone.
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
like that phone.
do something. I'm telling you. Seriously, Motorola. Where did that come from?
Bro, that came out of left field, and so did your Sony Xperia, bro.
Well, that's not my pick. I was just saying, just in all.
No,
honesty, I would
I'm
like
saying
it.
that they
It's not
came
gonna
out of nowhere. I
But
mean,
it's
it
not
was
gonna
actually kind of cool. I'm glad. I'm actually glad you guys brought them up because they're phones that don't normally get any type of exposure to typical, discussions about tech. It's easy to say the Note series. It's easy to say the LG V60 because it's, the best flagship LG makes or whatever. But look, here's the thing about Sony, man. They do some things really good, and they've been out of the US for a while.
Mhm.
Yep.
The only thing I think hurting them is just the fact that the last time I heard or saw a Sony device, I was actually probably buying probably the original Moto X in 2013.
Ooh.
The guy next to me asked about an Xperia, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's a Sony phone. And
It's
I'm buying a
weird
Moto
phone
X.
nobody
I haven't
buys.
seen one since 2016.
Yeah, the Sony Xperia phones are basically like their comeback phone. This is like kind of their way of getting back into the market.
But they can't sell it for $1,000.
They did last year.
And did they sell?
No, they didn't sell for $899. It was last year.
It ain't gonna
God.
sell. That's what
Paul.
LG doesn't understand. That's what Sony doesn't understand. When your phone is not
What
an
Google
iPhone
doesn't
or a Galaxy
understand.
phone that's brand new,
It's
it
interesting.
will not command $1,000.
It's interesting you said that because there was a poll done and thousands of people voted. I didn't even think it was going to get past 500 votes, honestly. But thousands of people voted. They said that if Sony, basically the voting said that Sony has made possibly one of the best Androids on the market. But if it's priced at $1,000, it will be all for nothing. That's basically so. Sony has a home run on their hands. The device, if you guys haven't seen it, I advise you guys look up the Sony Xperia 1.
Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at it. It's a pretty good phone.
bro.
There's some
It's
potential
a pretty
there.
good phone.
They could hit it out of the
Some
park, but if
potential.
they price it at $1,000 plus, that phone will not sell. It will not make a big impact.
Be dead on arrival.
Exactly.
It needs to be. It needs to be at a hefty price of $699.99.
So
Yeah, 700.
700. Hell, I'll be
So-
happy with 750.
I know it was a
750?
joke, but Paul just brought up the Windows phone in the chat.
Hey, that might be an experience for those Microsoft fanboys.
Bro, that's what they never.
I'm surprised nobody said like a Nokia phone because they got some phones coming out too.
I gotta start.
I'd rather the Ericsson phone. I trust the modem more.
Yeah,
They want to call tech support. That's why.
You got to call me over. Nobody got the joke. Nobody got the joke.
Windows Phone and tech support.
Welcome to Tech Support. How may I help you today?
This is Windows Tech Support. You have virus on the network.
What's up? The new Duo phone, I believe, is what they're coming out with. Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle actually was looking at that. He said he might switch that. He wants a foldable, but he doesn't want what Samsung's doing. I don't know.
You got to get the Rayzini, bro.
I think it's gonna crash on
The
delivery.
Rayzini is too expensive.
The Rayz DD is too expensive.
Yo, Carlos,
bro.
tell them about the Rayzini, bro.
Bro, I loved it, bro. I just wish it was more affordable.
I mean,
it
if it came in at 600, it would be the phone of the year.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. It honestly, like, it just the memories, bro. It brought back, like, just holding it. Like, bro, it felt nice. It brought back a lot of memories, and it was nice just having something small in your pocket versus a big slab that we have now.
I will say this. There is nothing more satisfying when someone makes you mad than slamming a phone shut.
Yes, and they can hear it.
Okay, you guys
Bro,
need to go to therapy, is what you need. All right, because nobody else is doing that except you two.
No, bro, but hey, when we tested it though, people can actually hear it, bro, and that was pretty cool because that was like the number one thing back then for flip phones, bro. Like, that was the ultimate thing, bro, is being able to slap it, bro.
I love
and
that hang up feature.
Yep.
Yo. See? Come on, Steve. You know you loved it too, bro. Don't deny it.
I did love it, man.
Most of
Hey,
my
yeah.
hang ups are me closing the phone.
Mikey Tech Review. To be honest with you, my viewership is down. My live streams especially are being suppressed. Every video that I did when I was discussing the situation, where I was talking about carriers helping people, giving them bill forgiveness, delaying payments, no late fees, no cutoffs. Every one of those videos, my numbers are down. So,
which is why we're not talking about current events.
Oh,
We're talking about
I got
phones.
hit badly. Like, if you want to talk to anybody that got hit by that, I got hit terribly.
Yeah, it hurt me pretty bad. Like, in terms of viewership, yeah, my numbers are down.
Reachability, pop-ups, everything, because they don't want you knowing. The reason that they did that was because they believe that they want people to hear the news, but they don't want to be misled. But how are you going to say that?
We're not leading panic.
Exactly. We're just doing our job or just covering what we have to cover.
I just wanted people to know what they can expect or request when they're having issues paying their bills. If your income has been paused or you've been laid off and your provider is T-Mobile, you have a right to know that you could call T-Mobile customer care, let them know, and they'll either forgive your bill or say, hey, we'll try you again next month. We'll see if you can pay. You know what I'm saying?
Verizon's doing that too, right?
Yeah, I did see that.
Well, I gave the example of T-Mobile because Tim's here, and he'll be answering those types of calls, right? At his store. So, that's what I'm saying. And whether it's Sprint or T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T, people that are not able to pay their bills, I mean, at least I can report something to them that's like a little bit relieving. Like, there's one less bill I have to worry about. Now let me start worrying about my mortgage. Let me start worrying about my insurance.
But hey, bro, you know what was nice about what's that company? My insurance company, Geico, bro. They hooked it up, bro. I didn't even make a call. I just got an email saying, we know that everybody's going through a long time, and you've been a loyal customer for 4 years. It said they hooked me up, dude, with 4 months free, bro. So that means I only have to pay 2 months, bro, out of my interest because I pay every 6 months.
So they didn't pause. They didn't pause your stuff. They forgave 4 months.
They forgave 4 months worth, bro. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
I haven't had a single company reach out to me. Carlos, I haven't had
it as an email.
The only company that reached out to me out of all the bills I pay was Verizon. They said they were giving me 15 gigs of hotspot data. That's it. No other company called me. No other company emailed me to tell me, hey, take this month off or the next couple months off. So companies aren't really going out there. So you have yourself a nice insurance company.
Yeah,
bro, I've had above and beyond, bro.
Bro, I was shocked, bro. But I was getting ready to pay my renewal, and all it said was my balance was $300 and something. I'm like, what the heck?
As opposed to like the 1,500.
Well, no, I pay about. If you average it out, it's like $161 a month.
Oh, okay.
If you do it, but I pay in 6 month increments.
Yeah,
so it's easier. Yeah. But still, bro, like that's cheap, bro.
See, this is the problem I'm seeing right here. This is the problem I'm seeing right here. My live streams aren't showing up. They're being suppressed. They're showing up like 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
And people aren't getting notified when I drop my videos or I do my live streams because all I'm seeing in my comments is, "Wow, how'd I miss this one?" Or "I didn't get notified."
You're not the only one getting affected, though. There's many other YouTubers.
Yeah. So do you really like? I mean, I've told you many times. I talk about the what and how it's affecting companies and stuff, and YouTube tells me that this is very sensitive material. As a result, you will not be eligible to be monetized.
I got hit with the limited icon, that yellow icon. You know how I'll be green for monetized for videos?
I got hit with that.
One of my videos, for no reason, it said limited.
That's exactly what I got hit with.
And I watched the video and I have no idea.
Which video was that, Sneed?
You know what? I can pull it up now, actually, and I could tell you.
Have you emailed or contacted the YouTube or Google to find out exactly what's going on with that?
So, the full story was that it actually a woman, I forgot who she was. I think she's in charge of the YouTube like communications department or something. She went out on Twitter and confirmed everything. Basically, they don't want people to kind of talk about this thing if it's being misleading and also kind of spreading fear. But the problem is that It's in the news. You can't avoid it.
We're not misleading at all.
And she's saying that originally, if your video wasn't that, you could file an appeal and they would review it. But then apparently people were laid off because of the virus. So now the bot, whatever this bot that they have that automatically watches stuff, that's going to be what censors everybody. And they can't do anything about it until they get back into.
So if Carlos,
the bot from hell, man,
technically just did.
What happened?
So the other thing I was going to bring up.
Oh, here it is.
I'm
It's
sure,
right here. It's right here. Here's the video. Keep Americans Connected pledge.
Yeah, I could see why they limited that.
What do you mean you could see why? That's a freaking thing from the FCC, Pete.
The title.
Yeah.
Keep Americans Connected.
They probably, assuming the bot probably looked at the title, and the bot probably thought something about the, what? They probably assumed something bad. The bot.
That's true. It could be happening. Yeah.
You can't control that bot, and until these people go back to work, these videos are going to be suppressed. Your videos, my videos. I used to have hundreds of views a day. Now I get down to 40, 50. I'm not complaining, but the bot's suppressing it because it thinks I'm talking about the COVID.
Yeah. Sneed, you just got to name your videos like Sneed Awesome Video number 1.
See, here's the thing. You can say that COVID, you could say that without saying the number. They won't even know what you're saying. But if you say the full thing, the full word and everything, they will know.
I just have to start making titles. I just have to start making titles that sound like this. AT&T, where will they do now?
What if?
What up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I got to start doing.
But
Clickbaiting.
Yeah.
the other thing I was going to say is
clickbait.
that's coming off of this, which I'm sure, Carlos, you're being affected, inventory shortages.
Yep.
Because everything's getting held up in customs for weeks.
Ooh.
Bro, this is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, Sneed, you can always do what the Tech Life channel does. It's that way. Yeah. I got you.
This is.
I hate you, Caleb.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Sneed from T-Mobile Tech. And today,
You guys are the worst. I'm out, bro. See ya. You got Dan Hesse now. I'm Dan Hesse. Oh my god. Man, my numbers are down. The thing that bothers me the most is the fact that they hide my live streams. Because the live streams, to me, I do them because the community enjoys them. You see the 60 people in the live right now? These are the same 60 here on Friday. They're the same 60 that were here last Sunday, the same 60 from the Friday before. These are the diehards. These are the ones that are active in the comment section. They're in the Discord server. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are the Sneedles, as they say. Hashtag Sneedlelife. So that and the lives, I enjoy my time on here, but it's the community that's what it's really about. If you guys notice, I read almost every comment that's posted to all my videos, and I do it for like the first 24 hours of a video release.
Hey, most of the time I see you doing about 48 after.
Yeah, sometimes I'll try to get in there unless it's like a new video that comes out, I might kind of switch my attention to that. But I try to reply. I try to answer questions. I try to give my perspective on certain things that people ask.
Hopefully they enjoy my answers too.
Dude, Pete, you hold it down for me sometimes, man. I look and I don't even have to answer. I'm like, man, Pete.
It's already answered.
Right. Sometimes I see Caleb in there. Sometimes I see Tim is in there now. Tim, I see you're super active in there.
Hey, we care, so we help.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. This is Sneed back with Sneed Mobile Tech.
Oh, man.
What if AT&T did this? Wow. What if T-Mobile didn't merge? Oh, God. A lot of what ifs. And this is Sneed with Sneed Mobile Tech, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Oh, it's so bad.
Hey, what's up, everybody? SMT. in today's episode, I'm going to tell you guys just how important it is to save on your monthly mobile bills. All that coming up on the SMT. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Cue that
Next
intro.
time on SMT.
Man, I thought my friends were bad making fun of me. We're going all hammer on Sam.
I definitely made a big mistake when I sent this link to all 6 of you guys. I don't know if JG was here, he'd probably add to this. Whatever.
Yes, he would. Where is it?
Carlos, I hate you. You too, Cam. I hate you, bro.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, look, everybody's like laughing. Everybody, look at this. It's all lolling and stuff in the live chat.
Hey, have a good time. Have a good
Hey,
time.
it's positive. No matter what happens, we'll get you laughing. It's good for your health.
Yes, the merger is going to be done in April.
Yep.
Where'd you hear that one from?
I can't say, but
It's
yes,
heard,
it will be
yeah.
100% be done in April.
You heard
We
it.
might have
from
different
you.
sources. I've heard it should be they want the act done before the Toonie Act review done before the 16th, and the 16th they're just saying yes.
But Judge Kelly's quiet, bro. He doesn't say anything. There's not a press release. There's not a date. There's no.
This is an ear on the door.
All right, Pete.
Caleb knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. We've
Just,
been at this for almost like
Just,
2.5
just
hours.
everybody, just clear your whole schedule for April. Don't do anything.
Yeah, just I mean, since
Clear
you're
it.
doing so much right
It's
now,
gonna be
yeah.
clear anyway.
Yeah,
It's gonna be clear
keep
anyway.
your
Nobody can go to
April
work.
schedule open.
Hey,
Right.
Next time on SMT,
Party
we're
time,
going
party
over the
time.
merger.
And
I
And
swear.
I
it's gonna
also
be around.
heard when the official network integrations are supposed to start.
yeah. Hey, you guys.
I
know
wish
the
it was
video-
sooner.
You guys know the video I did Friday, or was it Thursday? The one about the Craig Mosh Pit, whatever his name is, the network
Mosh Pit.
market Mosh Pit, Craig Mosh Pit, the market analyst, bro.
Yeah, that guy's full of
What is he talking about? The merger with Dish and money is a problem. What is he talking about?
he's full of Chef Boyardee brain ravioli.
Full of ravioli, bro.
He's
Why
always
talking about their
wrong.
stocks just
That analyst
dropping
is
a
always
little bit?
wrong.
Bro, that guy's been wrong
So
every
many times.
single step of the way for this whole process. Like, I've seen his little release statements and
He's
stuff.
clickbait.
He's been wrong about everything. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't understand, why is that even making the rounds as a story? Like,
I'm
why
actually surprised you reported it.
well, I did it because I didn't want to get it from people saying, "Hey, Sneed, what's going on with the merger, bro? I'm hearing analysts are doubtful, man." So I had to just curb that crap, bro.
It should be on the curb. It should be out with last month's trash.
Last one's
Sam,
trash, just like this kicker.
yo, you better check BGR. They just leaked the Note 20 from the Smart Things.
What?
You might want to see this. I think it's fake, but you might want to see this.
The BGR?
BGR put out an article. Samsung may have accidentally leaked an all-new crap, and it says it comes straight from the Smart Things promotion.
Yo, at me, bro.
More merger news.
At me, bro.
I'm adding you right now on Twitter or
Hey,
Twitter,
Maverick.
Twitter, on Twitter, Twitter, whatever.
Next
Maverick
month
just
on
hates the
SMT.
merger.
He does. He loves his Sprint service.
Look,
But he's-
Maverick is going to be one of those people where the service, in his case, is going to decrease somewhat because there's going to be more people on his towers.
Yeah, it's
My
only temporary, though.
neighbor, like a I could toss this iPhone into his house. He's on Sprint. He's looking forward to being a T-Mobile customer.
Mm-hmm.
Most Sprint
He-
customers are, because they know they're actually going to get data speeds more
He's
than
on
just in the 5G
Sprint.
markets.
He's on Sprint because he used to do work with an exec at Sprint.
Dan Hesse?
No,
No. Masayoshi?
he hasn't told me.
Oh.
But he'd rather be on T-Mobile, but he has some brand loyalty, so he's getting best of both worlds.
He's also probably paying like $9 a month.
Nah, he's at $50 a month.
You know, there are customers, Pete, that actually don't want T-Mobile. Like Sprint customers, they say like they think because they've had Sprint for a long time that there's no way that T-Mobile could be better. And I'm telling them, I'm like, your customer care is about to get upgraded tenfold, and your network synergy, your collection of network technology, is about to be taken to like the next level. Why wouldn't you want that? Why would you want to stick with what just Sprint has alone? You have to look at it that way. Like what Caleb's going to be working on these projects for the next few years.
Oh, Caleb's getting ready to get slammed.
Right.
Like beyond slammed.
But what he's going to be doing is
magic.
It's innovation, because we haven't seen a lot of the aggregation of 5G like we see NR connections, like we're seeing. Not
just 5G. Look at LTE as well.
Man, I'm telling you, I opened up my work laptop this afternoon. I looked at it for like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. And I just closed it right down.
You're a horrible employee. You're gonna get fired.
He probably saw about 10,000 emails come in.
Hear that?
No, I usually get about 100 emails a day. Like, no joke, it's horrible.
Yeah, bro.
That's about what I average.
Yeah, it's bad.
But yeah,
on a bad day, I get that many.
That's an average day for us.
Right.
But the massive MIMO, all the PCS spectrum, and everything that's getting ready to come right around the corner, it's getting ready to be really, really nice.
It's gonna be really nice, guys. It's just just wait for it a bit, and those new phones come out.
Is it going to be like drinking a mojito on a Caribbean beach?
A mojito with raviolis, man. Can't go wrong with that.
No, you just skunked it up, man. You just skunked it up.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm serious. It's gonna be really good. I'm excited. I can't wait. I've been waiting a long time for this merger to close, and it's gonna be great. It really is.
All right. Let's wrap.
$9 billion just on the integration of networks this year.
Well, it's gonna be hitting about 40. So.
Hey, did we hear that they were capping around 6 on network spending this year?
CapEx. That puts it at 11.
I think that's lowballing it.
I think that's just a speculated rumor.
The $6 billion,
what I've heard.
No, the $6 billion guidance was from Neville.
Bro, it's gonna be 9 for the rest of this year, and then for the integration, then it's gonna be 13 for next year, 13 for the year after that, then after that 10.
Until probably too late tomorrow.
Yeah, but you guys got to remember, they're naming this money the way that they're spending it. They're naming it differently. So there's $6.2 billion, which is for like 600 megahertz and AWS.
Correct.
Then there's network integration money, which is separate. It's being identified as being different. So we probably really actually need to combine them to give you an accurate depiction of what they're spending. So if it's Caleb or Tim, you were saying how much for the network integration?
$9 billion for integration of the network this year.
Okay.
And then between band 66 and low band, about 6.4 allocated for that. There's additional allocation for new cell site builds as well.
Okay, so they're already over 15 billion there. Okay, so that means, and then you throw in Sprint with a few billion, right? They're at 3. So they're actually between 18 and 20 billion, which is where we wanted them.
Yep.
You know,
They're
that's
going to be surprised.
Yeah.
And from what I've been told, it's going to be an accelerated build out.
Sure, you're spending good money there, but they're going to have to do this.
That is correct.
They're going to have to do this in 3 years.
So does this mean Caleb's getting the Onyx card?
Well, that's what I told you. I need what was that jolt from down south, bro. That's
Yep.
Yeah, that should be a case.
Caleb is going to turn into the next king of Red Bull. Time this is said and done.
No, Jolt Cola from Mexico.
I'll take it all. Please.
Or some odd soda that has amphetamines in it.
All right,
as long as it keeps me awake, I don't care.
All right. Real quick, if you guys could turn your attention to the description box, the SMT Patreon page, $1, $2, and $3 tiers to get you access to exclusive content, videos, perks, interactions, early release to videos. Join a community of likewise similar tech enthusiasts. Take it to the next level. Also, the second channel, Steam Mobile Tech live streams, Twitter handle @SneedTech, and Megadon.net. Never need another social media platform ever again. The social media of the future. No algorithms, no ads, no tracking. Megadon.net. And I want to thank all of my contributors here to the podcast. Michael from Technoid, Carlos from Carlos S Tech, Tim, our resident. What was your title again?
He's the T-Mobile guy.
He's the T-Mobile
Close enough.
manager. Pete, the bearded dragon, the man, the legend. Caleb, the RF engineer, the resident engineer. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out for a little bit, more like 2.5 hours.
I'm actually kind of jealous about Caleb being a physical engineer.
You're physical? What do you?
Yeah, you're building stuff.
Engineers, bro.
I'm a lab engineer, man.
It's all engineers are the same, bro. I mean, my opinion.
Let me.
So, one question. You got one?
Is that a slide rule?
Yep.
Haven't seen that.
I don't have one, but I know what it is. I mean, I could buy one. I don't have
Dude, you're not in the fraternity.
You must not know what fraternity I'm in.
Dude, I got 2 crates full of like ham radio equipment, man. Trust me, it's a lot.
No. You need the slide rule to be in the engineer group.
And the pocket protectors too.
Nah, that got phased out, but the slide rule, that's what shows up.
All right, man, I got you. I'll get one.
Let me shout out the super chats from this evening. We had Gene with a super chat, and also MT Houston, Texas with a super chat.
Those are the only 2 I've been keeping track.
Wasn't a big night for super chats, but I appreciate those very, very much. They do go to Yasmin. All the donations do.
Michael Lopez said he wanted to, but his budget doesn't allow it. But
I appreciate the gesture. Just knowing that you would want to is perfectly fine with me. Thank you for that. It's a tough time right now. I'm not expecting super chats like crazy, and honestly, they're always just it's one of those things where I'm not really asking for super chats. But you guys are amazing, and you continue to support me and support Yasmin. So I appreciate you guys.
So, Sneed, you gotta send me a picture of that YouTube thing that you got.
Yes, sir.
I'll get it taken care of.
Yeah, let's do that right after this. That's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. If you watch this all the way through, #Sneedles. Go ahead and write that in the comment section. #Sneedles. And also, if you watch this on the replay, big shout out to the replay crew. #replay gang in the comment section. Thank you guys for being here. And Technoid Mike, don't be a hater, bro. You're a dang on hater, bro. Look at you. Bro, wait till I come out to New York after this whole thing is done. I'm gonna come out there and lay the smack down, Macho Man Randy Savage style, bro. I'm gonna jump off the top.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I'm gonna let my armpit
You
right
ain't gonna get none of that.
Yeah.
I only got one question for you. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Get out of here, bro.
Woo!
Macho Man is the ultimate. All right, I'm gonna see you on Twitter. Watch what happens, bro.
Hey, Ultimate Warrior's better.
Bro, Ultimate Warrior never showed up, bro. How could he be better?
He beat Hulk Hogan.
Bro, everybody beat Hulk Hogan. Hogan was trash, bro.
I beat Hogan.
Stone cold.
All right, y'all. We out this piece. Thank you for being here. On behalf of all the gents here, I'm the SMT, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
That's my thing.